I accept that the next few years we're gonna be like the fucking Cowboys. I get it. But hey, we still have the greatest coach ever, and that's all that fucking matters. But no, if I was a fan of the Ravens, obviously live in Baltimore.
Will Belichick shows up in Tampa.
When Will Belichick shows up in Tampa, I'm jumping ship. I'm gonna be honest.
Your description of your new job just made it sound like that's what you do.
Sex is easy, bro. Sex is dumb easy. You just bend over and take.
COVID hasn't got you down yet?
I couldn't give a fuck about COVID. I drink
It doesn't have you down yet? It doesn't give you anxiety? What?
Look, man,
What?
I'll tell you what, man. Like, the second I don't have to, and when I say have to, I mean in order for me to get into an establishment, I have to wear a mask.
You have to wear everywhere you go.
As soon as I don't see those signs anymore, I'm ripping the fucking thing off.
Me too.
I'm
Me
sorry. Call it what it is. Comment whatever. Fuck you. You're an idiot. Like, you're just a fucking idiot. You think you gotta? Especially like the people that wear them either when they're just walking outside in the fucking like nature, or they're in their own cars with their windows rolled up.
Right.
Are you gonna give yourself fucking coronavirus?
But don't you think that that's something with them, like helping them cope with all this news that they're seeing and all this stuff?
I don't care what they got to cope with. Get on a boat and go somewhere. Like, go get to your.
But where are they going to go?
Their own little COVID.
Quarantine themselves away from the population.
Their own little paranoid COVID app.
So are you in the sense of like, so do you not want to spread it, or are you just annoyed by the people who are taking it too seriously?
I'm not 100% sure that there's even anything to spread. Just being honest.
You might get us kicked off YouTube talking like that.
So
I'm going to post it though. I'm going to post it.
We probably will get kicked off because why? Why would we get kicked off? Because
they kick people off.
Because that's not the narrative. Fuck off. I hate it. And then those people, you're going to trigger my anxiety. You're going to trigger my trigger, bitch. Like,
oh, Jimmy jumped on it. Well, you know.
Other than dealing with these, I'm sorry.
Have you had anyone? Have you had anybody like tell you to put your mask on when you're like walking up? Do you put your mask on in the car and then walk up, or do you like
I do it,
wait until you get there and then you put it on?
I do it as soon as I enter the fucking
facility,
like,
where if they can kick you out, I'm gonna where you have to do it.
I'll swing the door open. It's still hanging off one ear. Because I'll put it on one ear and I'll swing the door open before I walk in. I'll put the fucking.
But where do you think? Where do you think there should be a line? Because obviously,
I'm not gonna challenge. I'm not gonna be that guy. That's like, I'm going to test it and not wear it until somebody says something. I'm not going to be that guy.
But you're being...
I'll do it because I know that those are the rules, right? I'll do it.
Right. But you're at least being reasonable. You're meeting them in the middle with it. You're I don't like it.
Second Larry Hogan's fat ass comes out there and goes, you don't have to wear it anymore. Fuck, I'm burning it.
Right.
I have no reason to wear it.
Right.
As soon as it's not required by law, because you're still going to have those people that are going to be like, well, no, I wouldn't. It's still not safe. You still got to wear a mask. Eat my shit.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at on that. I don't know about you, but that's where I'm at. That's just my opinion.
I guess they're like, I'm going to go around this fucking guy. So he starts going around me, hits my fucking mirror. And I'm like, well, he's going to stop. I had never been more wrong in my fucking life.
He didn't stop.
He stop. It was almost as if he was like, fuck that nigga's mirror. And he just kept going. And I'm like, hold up. But there's cars up there. He can't get through those cars. Again, I've never been more wrong in my fucking life. I was like, how these fucking cars get between all those cars? And I was like, you're not going to stop? Well, I'm going to go, nigga. So I started chasing the motherfucker in my car. And like, I guess he realizes I'm fucking following him. And he's just like, he doesn't want to be caught. So he's fucking dipping through fucking streets. And I'm like, I'm following him. And I almost crashed at one point, hitting this really tight turn. But we get to Hanover Street.
Bob was seeing red.
Before the bridge. Yes.
He took your mirror and he kept going.
We're going to get to that. But yes, I am, blood is all I see. I want this person dead. Like, so... We're driving, And I'm like, I can't fucking get his fucking tag or whatever. Like, I'm trying to take a picture of it. I'm trying to drive at like probably 80 miles an hour on a fucking 25 mile an hour street. So I'm like, I'm about to do some GTA shit. So his car's here on the right. I pull up to the left of it. I fucking tap his shit. I try to tap his shit. His back to like get his shit out of GTA. I tried to do this shit, bro. No way! I tried to do this shit, but I guess he was used to that GTA shit, and he stopped just before I hit him. So my shit was like skirt, and my shit hit the guardrail like boom, and my shit I was like fuck, and they just drove off, and I was like motherfucker. So I get out the car.
He beat him.
I get out the car and I'm like, ain't this some shit? And like I see like fluid and shit. I see my car crumpled into the guardrail. At this time I don't know what.
Literally
but
crumpled.
I'm like, let me get the fuck out of the car because I see the fluid. Call the cops. Cops eventually show up. Didn't take them too long because the police station's right down the street. But yeah, we're going through all this shit. Hold on, we're gonna get to that shit. We're going through all this shit. And I'm like, I wasn't drinking. Of course I didn't tell him everything that just fucking happened. Right. I was like, yeah, somebody hit me. And whatever. I didn't tell him everything.
you were officer. You were watching police do that on cops. Here, Bob Hollywood's going to attempt a pit maneuver.
He saw that shit on cops too. He was like, not today, nigga.
That guy was smart. That's brilliant, man.
So we're sitting there talking.
All you had to do was hit your. I didn't know that.
Apparently,
I wouldn't know that. I would have tried to do the same thing.
Let me see the cops pulling the pit maneuver, bitch.
So now you know. He actually helped you out.
But while we're there, while I'm talking to the officer, this car comes up, like a different car, and like these people get out the car, and I'm at my car. The officer's at his car is like a few. I can't hear what they're saying necessarily. And then they get in their car and they leave, and the officer's like, you sure you weren't drinking? And I'm like, yeah, I was working all night. Of course I wasn't drinking. And he's like, well, they just told me such and such. And I was like, I don't even know who the fuck they were. Like, nobody was here. So I'm assuming that was the niggas that pulled that reverse pit maneuver, hopped in a different car, and they were like, yeah, this nigga was wilding. Like,
or maybe it's somebody that saw
themselves. Well, if
you
had seen the whole thing, so the officer probably would have said something completely different. Like, oh, you want to be a cop, nigga? Well, you're going to jail today.
I trust her. That's the biggest part. That's the biggest part of friendship. Trust.
It's like you say my balls were too big like the first year, but in the end, your pussy was too fat in the second year.
Oh my God!
Hold up!
Oh my God!
Whilst I do not have a pussy, that sounds like a compliment. Like, who doesn't like a fat pussy? Like I don't want it to be, oh, your pussy. If she would have said your pussy was too thin, I'd have been like, fuck, man, you fucking cutting deep. I will say it. Yes, she told the truth. It was probably 15 fucking minutes, but it's because she would give me a shot, and I'm thinking that she's taking a shot too. Right. And it was like maybe 3 shots later that she's like, I don't really want this shot. Why don't you have my shot too? That she poured, mind you. And I'm like, well, why is your shot is halfway and mine's full? And she's like, I just changed my mind on this one. So I take the shots, and I'm like, okay, it's 2 shots. I'm not gonna let them get wasted. But then she's like, do you want another one? And I think at that point, I was too far gone to be like, no, I don't want any more. Please, no more, sir. I was like, yeah, give me another shot. And she just kept giving them to me. So you're talking about that first year you woke up in the field? That second year, I'm out in the fucking field. I don't even know how I got there. I do not remember leaving out that house.
I was there for you. I watched you. I took care of you. And you just was flopping around, and I couldn't hold you.
He was flopping around. I couldn't hold.
I did everything.
You're a big boy, Bob.
No, but
boy.
No. Before you can say anything else, I'm done. I'm not gonna do this with you. No.
Oh, Dreamer, it's all right, Dreamer. Dreamer, though, are you
Let
serious?
her leave. Let her leave.
Serious? Is she serious?
This pussy was too fat and juicy for her. Let her leave.
Damn.
All I'm saying is, I don't know if she.
Dreamer.
No, fuck her. Let her leave.
No, that's ridiculous.
First
Boom. Oh, no, the timer started over. Why did it start over?
Did it start over?
It started over. Oh, there we go. Now we're back. Now we're on. Now we're going. Now we're rolling. Now I got to double check the audio and make sure the audio is good now because there's always something wanting to be. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we're good. Oh, the audio's good. Awesome, sweet.
Yeah,
Oh my God, are we back now again?
I'm gonna try not to talk too loud. I was listening to the intro and I'm like, God damn, I was so loud. Like,
I know I had to turn the audio down on those because we get excited, you know,
Right.
and a lot of times we're not paying attention, and it's better to just push the microphone.
shit.
Now I see like it's better to just push the microphone away from you when you get excited, you know, because then you can just go back and forth. Because over here, I can handle it, but I have to have the headphones on to be able to hear everything as we're going, you know, and it. I don't know, that's too much work.
It was just two of us.
It's it's better whenever it's just two of us, because then when there's like four of us and we're all in here yelling at each other, it's like, nah, just set all the levels and just let it go, you know, just let it go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to be more zen anyway, so maybe I just don't want to yell.
I gotta fix my filter real quick. I think I got a filter on my thing. I'm sorry, Bob. You keep going, because
I got all my yelling out of my system during the holiday season, man. Like,
how was your holiday season? Because so we were talking about this before we started. We haven't seen each other since
Election Day.
since Election Day. Ain't that some crazy shit?
So that day,
That was the last episode that we did.
yeah, I'm gonna say, that might have been the actual last time we saw each other. Shit. But my holiday season was good, man. I mean, when it came to actual holidays, I didn't do anything. Thanksgiving really isn't even on my radar. Like, I can't think about that at all. I don't know. I don't remember.
Thanksgiving doesn't really do that.
Yeah,
Doesn't
and
really
then
do it for you.
I know this year Christmas, every year either Christmas or New Year's Eve, we usually do it at Rhonda's house, and it didn't happen this year.
Yeah, she was wanting to. Yeah, she was all discombobulated with that because Tony wanted to come up and she wanted to bring the kid, and then Tony was worried about COVID and freaking out about COVID, and then she saw that I was still doing shows, and she did not want to be around any of us because we're still out there doing shows, and
Right.
she's
And
very,
that's
very stressed about it. You know.
Understandable, but like, I don't know, like it wouldn't stop me. Like, obviously we all hung out during COVID. Like, I've seen Tony during
Right.
COVID.
Right.
Obviously I saw you. Fuck, the show came back during COVID.
During COVID, right?
So
it was almost.
yeah, I mean I did, but
Whoopsies.
But yeah, it happens. You still take precautions. Like, I go to work every day, and I gotta be in this mess. There's people working. Obviously, there's people working, which is a great thing.
Mm-hmm.
People need to be working because the second stimulus check was trash compared to the first one, and it was how many months after? Like, that's not enough. People
It's a long
need
time.
to
Yeah.
work.
People got bills
Like
every month.
every month.
I don't know if they understand that or not, but you
Like,
got bills
I don't
every
think-
month.
I don't think. Well, yes, the man has to know because they get their money
because they
every
charge
month. Like,
because they're the ones that charge.
they're getting paid every month. But so yeah, people gotta work. I've been working. I've had the same job, and that was another reason why I wasn't here so much because of work. My
Yeah, and it was the
schedule.
schedule. Yeah,
Right.
it was the scheduling, trying to get it all situated properly. And that was the thing too, because I was able to get Jimmy on here like every Friday for a while. But even that, like at a certain point, it's like we can't do every Friday. We gotta figure out like something that works for everybody, you know?
Yeah, it really sucked because I feel like we were doing good, and I praise to you for continue to go, even if it's just you and Adam.
Just
or,
ranting,
you know?
just ranting in front of a camera.
But yeah, like I also expected to be back sooner. We're in February. I expected to come back right after Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, but shit happens. But yeah, work kept me, because again, I thought I was gonna be working X amount of hours at a certain time, but then I was going in much earlier, so I was like, I'm fucking tired. I don't want to.
And it's hard to even be
You know what I
motivated
mean?
for anything.
So,
Well, especially because then you'd be leaving here and then going straight to work and then
or not
working
going
all
straight
night.
to work, but like going home, trying not to fall asleep for like an hour, be tired because of that.
And you're
You
just
know
gonna be
what I mean?
tired, right? And then your whole night, your day, you're like a zombie. You're in zombie mode at that point.
I mean, the work itself kind of keeps you going. I mean, there was a period where I was drinking coffee. There was like a week where I was drinking coffee, and then like a 2-week period where I was drinking energy drinks, and I was like, I can't keep doing this shit. Like,
Right.
Like, part of me is doing it because we're carpooling. We all stopped here at Royal Farms. I could use a little boost, but then it became like I'm just doing this for the taste. I'm doing this for the cream and sugar. Or let me get the energy drink. I'm doing this because now I just like the taste of this energy drink because I haven't drank soda.
It's really really easy to get into that too.
So I just stopped.
Yep.
And like I'll drink my tea. I'll get hot water from Royal Farms, and sometimes I'll bring my own tea bag. Sometimes I'll get theirs, but that's cheaper. They don't charge you for water.
Right.
And if you don't put the tea bags in, they don't know that you have tea. So it is what it is. But,
you just look like you got water when you're leaving out.
like, hey, it's just hot water. Yeah, I got these. Don't pay attention to these tea bags in my pocket. But that keeps me good. I mean, I'm not a big person that needs caffeine. Like I like if I eat like chocolate or something, obviously that has caffeine. But I'm not a coffee. Some people have to have their coffee in the morning. Some people have to have multiple cups of coffee.
Right.
It's not me. I'm glad I got my other shit. Like I love food. Like you know what I mean. Some people like alcohol. Some people like the smoke. Some people like food. Like you have
I like
different.
my sweet tea.
See, I like sweet tea every now and then. Like sometimes I have unsweet tea. Like
I have a gallon a day.
But sometimes
me and Adam do a gallon a day, so probably a half a gallon for me.
But sometimes I just want sweet tea. Like I remember I went to McDonald's once, and I don't remember what I got to eat, but I really wanted the sweet tea. I got home, I accidentally knocked the shit over, and I was like, motherfucker.
Like, sweet.
Because that's
when
I wanted.
That McDonald's sweet tea is fresh. It's really good.
That's what I went to McDonald's for, and I don't have it now. And I'm not walking back
$1 cup of sweet tea.
But
you can't beat that $1 cup of sweet tea, though.
You can't. I mean, it's a decent sweetness, in my opinion.
Right.
It's not overboard. It's not. I don't know. It's a good sweetness.
Good. Yeah, it's a pretty good
that
sweetness.
That makes sense. But you asked me about my holidays, so there were no actual holidays for me.
Me neither. I think just chill out here.
Right.
Went and visited Aunt Rhonda. We did like presents, but it wasn't like like how we normally have like the get-togethers and stuff. I guess Aunt Rhonda wasn't feeling it either. It's just, I guess it's one of those. I guess that's the year. I guess I don't know.
Right. I mean, like I said, we saw each other. It wasn't like we were the strictest about social media, social distancing. But when it just came to the holidays, it just wasn't the same, which is cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not like I've been trapped in my house for 8-9 months.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, we've seen each other. Like I said, the podcast started again during COVID, and it's basically just us hanging out, which is cool because we've talked about this before. We're all old. Like you'll be 34 this year. I'll be 33.
Yeah.
Like motherfuckers don't necessarily have the time. They'll say, "Oh, let's go to Buffalo Wild Wings," or "Oh,
I know." Back in the day, we used to actually just go and eat and just hang out.
We can't do the shit we did when we were 18, 19, 20. Right. Like you know what I mean? So this is safe. Like we're drinking. We don't have to. It's not like we're in a crowd that's like, "Oh man, like where's the music?" or like, "Where's the fucking?" We're not.
And there's potential problems with all that.
We're not
too.
those people. Like this is cool for our friend group. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
this is one of those things that's always been cool with us because even back when we very first started it, that was just we gravitated to doing it anyway.
Right.
It was like we would just like sitting inside around a table and just talking shit and just letting loose.
That's all we know. We're just talking. We're just catching up. Like, whoa, when's the last time you saw each other? And even if
I saw this video. You gotta see. You gotta see this viral video.
Even if we saw each other, if we were doing this twice a week or whatever, it was still just natural. It's not like we don't come here with, "Oh, what did Angelina do?" Like it's not like that. It's just we do talk about shit like that. We will be like, "Damn, man, did you hear what happened with Eminem or shit?" If it's really topical,
something's going on.
Like if it makes sense, but we're not. "Oh, this is Spitting Venom baseball. We're going to talk to you about baseball for 3 hours." No, it's not a single theme. You know what I mean?
Well, kind of Spitting Games podcast.
Well, Spitting Games, but even then, it's just not like.
Even then, it's still not specifically.
Right, whatever happens.
Yeah.
Like it's just we let you know, like, hey, this might with Spitting Games. This episode. Might specifically cater to this topic.
Right.
Whereas SVR is just literally whatever happens. Like, I could have came in here today and be like, "Damn, man, this candle smells good," and then we could have had a whole fucking 10-minute conversation about candles.
Yeah,
bro.
where did candles come from? Like last night, I was doing the stream and I was talking about how I think like farts are just like the universal. Like they're just always going to be funny to humans, no matter what happens in culture. Fart jokes are going to be, just always going to be good, no matter what. Like, you can't out-PC the fart jokes.
And I think it's part of that is because we all do it. It's something we all do. So we all have a common.
It's such a universal thing.
They stink. Typically, they stink, and you understand why they stink.
Yeah, you know where it's coming
why
from.
it's
You
coming.
get it. Yep.
So you get that. But then it's just like it's also this taboo sort of subject where it's like you don't want to fart in front of your girlfriend for the first time. You don't want to fart on the bus. You don't want to, even though it's something everybody does. There's not a person on this
You
earth
don't
that
want them
does,
knowing that
but
you do
don't
it.
want them to know you do it. You don't want them to smell it. You don't want them. So it's like that taboo. So when it happens, like when somebody makes a fart noise or somebody actually farts, you're like, oh, that's kind of fucking funny.
Yeah. What's funny is one of the people in the chat clicked me onto a link where it had like the top 10 oldest jokes that they could find in like scriptures and everything. And the very first one was about a pharaoh poofing his dress or whatever type of clothes they wear, poofing it because he was farting. And it was a fart. Of course, it was a fart joke. And then the very next joke is talking about how a soldier has a key and he puts it into a hole. Oh no, he's not. You're not his penis, silly. It's a key, and it goes into a hole. And it is so. It had to have been like right at the invention of a key going into a hole for them to make that joke. But it's like, man, thousands of years ago, people had dirty minds. They had the farts. They had all this stuff. You know, we try to act like we're civilized, but even back then, fart jokes haven't changed.
Let me ask you this. I know we're not religious, but like if Adam and Eve were actual people and they were two people alone in this garden, which one do you think was the first one to fart? Like
the girl sleeping.
The girl sleeping, and then all right, and like back then, like before they ate the apple, there probably was no shame.
Probably right.
So they probably just did it, and they were like, maybe Eve doesn't need to eat any more fucking grapes because I don't like the smell that comes out of her when she eats grapes. Like, you know, shit like that. Like
maybe Eve. I don't like.
I don't even think grapes would make your fart. I just couldn't think of anything.
Right. It's just, but you're correlating the smell.
Right. And she's like, Adam's like, we're not gonna eat that fruit anymore. Like, you know
we're gonna steer clear of that.
But. Because, like, they weren't self-aware. So, but it is funny. It's like if they were farting and it was just, like, a normal shit.
Right.
After they get kicked out and they're self-aware and they're like, Eve's like, I don't want Adam to hear me fart. And, like, you know what I mean? Like it's
exactly.
Just dumb
I
shit.
don't, though. I don't.
And you mentioned fart jokes. I was watching Rick and Morty. Like, I had never, like, really watched that show until recently, like, towards, like, end of last year.
Yeah. Is it good? You like it?
It's fucking hilarious, bro. It's.
Do you recommend it? Because I need a new show.
It,
I need a new show.
It's smart, and it's got a lot
of
good pop culture references, and it's just the characters are just hilarious. It's good shit. But they have an episode about dicks, and you know who Werner Herzog is?
Yes.
Yeah. So he's voicing this.
The documentarian.
Yeah. He's voicing this no-name character, and it's his deadpan voice, and he's like, all humans care about is their penises, and it's like they tell jokes about penises. It doesn't matter if they say it's big. It doesn't matter if they say it's small. They'll hold something up and say, hey, look, it's my penis. I have so-and-so penis. So it's like, this is very accurate. Like, people make jokes about
it sounded like Werner Herzog good.
It's him.
Oh, it is him doing it?
Yes, and it's like, that's so accurate. Like, people laugh at penises, and it's... No, and we just talk about dicks. You're like, like his dick's out, or he's got a little dick, or he's got a huge dick. It's
right.
That's dumb shit. So it's like
people just
like
talk
farts.
about it. It's so funny.
It's like this is the lowest form of humor.
Yeah,
and it's still fucking funny.
And
like,
it's still
obviously
funny.
It can get old, but it's still. If you're not expecting it, you could have walked into 100 dick jokes on Monday,
right?
And on Tuesday, you're minding your business, and the dick joke comes out of nowhere. You're like, that's still kind of funny. Like,
that's a good one. Even though I've probably even heard the joke before,
right?
In the context of the time, it's pretty damn good.
So I think fart jokes are similar in that vein, where it's just like, well, while not all of us have penises, most of us, well, a good amount of us. There's more people without penises than there are.
Right.
But it's something we all know what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's funny.
You get it. You get it. Let's go back to the comments real quick. Old Eric Clark. What's up, Eric? How are you, buddy? We'll see if he's still here. Shy. Oh, Shy's here. Shy. Well, Shy has to go now, but Shy said there is some change in Bob, and the change looks handsome. Oh, so sweet.
Thank you.
And then Shy said that she has to go now, so she did my little comments later. But
I don't know if she heard that or she's gone already. But thank you.
Hopefully she's. I don't know. She might be gone.
Yeah, we're friends on Facebook, but I don't take
Yeah.
pictures, so it's not like I'm not gonna be like, hey y'all, new haircut. Like,
Hey,
it's not-
right.
it's not- Oh,
It's new haircut time, like Disco Inferno.
I like to keep
The only
myself
time
neat.
Disco Inferno posts online is when he gets a haircut.
For real?
So all his Instagram photos are new haircut, new haircut, new
fucking
haircut.
awesome,
It's
though,
pretty
man.
fucking good.
That is fucking awesome.
I was like, oh shit, that's pretty good. Just a new haircut every fucking time.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
I went to get my haircut, and it was a black barbershop. And I had these conversations with
Got all my
Larry.
attention.
And I walked in and I wasn't paying attention, and I looked up and it was nothing but black dudes. And I was like, shit, I can't leave now, guys. Let's just see how this is gonna be. Let's see how this is gonna go. So we get in. I go in, and dude's like, hey man, what do you want to do? And I was like, hey man, if you could just take off like 4 inches, that's all I want, just a little trim. And we sit there for a minute, and shit gets real awkward because I can tell like he's just kind of like moving shit around. And then he like walks over to the other guy across the way, and he's like, hey man, blah blah blah. So he walks over, he's like, hey bro, he's gonna take care of you. And I was like, all right, cool. I'll head my happy ass on over there to the next chair. So I get to the next chair. He starts going combing and everything. He starts clipping, and the other dude walks up and he's like, hey man, he said like he wanted to take off 4 inches. I don't know what that means. He's like, I don't know what that means.
Wow.
And then the other guy was like, yeah, man, that just means that like he just wants you to take off 4 inches. So you're like 1, 2, 3, 4, and you start cutting right here. And I was like, well, this is at least I got somebody. It's somebody who had an idea. Somebody who had an idea.
I want to say it would be easier for them to do you than for a person with your
The
hair
other
to do
right,
me.
right, the other way, right.
But I've had that. I've had it done. Like I genuinely do not give a fuck who cuts my hair.
Right.
Like if
I
I'm here
just
for a
needed it
haircut,
cut.
I just want it cut.
I just
Like,
needed it cut.
Just want it fucking gone.
Yep.
And yeah, I think that's hilarious.
Yeah.
That makes me
It's
think-
just one of those. It's just one of those things,
That makes me think that time me and Larry went to go get a haircut by Morgan, and because we lived by there,
Right.
And Rick was with us that day, and we were like, bro, we're gonna get haircuts, bro. Like we're gonna do everything we were talking about doing. Obviously back then we were on public transportation, so nobody drove. And we were like, yo, just roll with us real quick, and then we'll go do whatever.
Yeah.
So Rick's the only white person in this barbershop, and it's just
like me.
and it was a packed barbershop. That barbershop was always packed. So
Yeah.
he just looked uncomfortable.
Was he-
Like, it's fucking hilarious, man. Like no one,
I love it.
no one's gonna be like, "What you doing in here, white boy?" This
Right,
isn't
right.
fucking 1980. You know
Right,
what I
right.
mean?
But he's-
like, of course, people are gonna look at you, and then you're gonna get even more looks if you're actually there for a fucking haircut.
Yeah. Well, everybody. It was funny because it was that whole. No one said anything, but we
Right.
all looked and we were like, "All right, let's see how this goes."
See, you're so much better than me though, because you know how I would have been. If I were you, I'd have walked in there like, and everybody would have looked, and I would have looked, and I was like, "Yeah, this is weird too, bro." But, like,
we're in
but
it
I'm
now,
here,
man.
and I would have said, just like you
Yep.
said, like, I'm not gonna leave.
I'm
gonna
not leaving. I
never let them
refuse.
see you sweat.
Yep.
I'd have been like, I'm not leaving till I get hair. I mean, that would have came off really aggressive if you're the only white person. Like, I'm not leaving till I get a haircut. If like
Then
you
it just is
announced
not,
it.
You're not doing any favors.
Yeah, if you announce it,
You probably don't want them cutting your hair now.
Like, oh, you're gonna get out of here. Say,
Oh yeah, you'll get a haircut. You'll get your
that's
haircut.
fucking hilarious, though. That would have been. Yeah.
Because I remember Larry and I would have arguments about it. Because I'd be like, they ain't gonna know how to cut my hair, Larry. Because he'd always tell me like he'd just hang out kind of like and just like chill out at the barbershop. He'd go down there pretty often. And I was like, I don't know, man. I don't think they'd be able to take care of me like that. He was like, yeah, they would. Yeah, they would. So then, of course, right when I walked in, Larry was the first person that hit my head, and I was like, all right, Larry. Let's see what's up, baby. Let's see what's up. And of course, the first guy was like, "Hey, bro." But it was cool though, because as I was leaving, he was like, "Hey, man, I just didn't want to." He's like, "I wasn't familiar. I just didn't." And I was like, "No, don't."
that's
it's all
smart.
cool. I appreciate that. Like, it's cool. I mean, even though like I jumped back on the stream the very next day, people were like, "Oh, you look like Lord Farquaad. What kind of haircut you got, homie?" And I'm like,
It's probably just because it was just
because it's such a big difference because it's
Right.
long, so it's like now it just looks like fucking short hair or whatever. But when you first get it cut, it's already a dramatic look. So no matter what, and of course Aunt Rhonda had to be the one that hit me so hard with it. She was like, how come who did you let touch your hair? What? And I was like, hey, Rhonda, don't talk like that because it already sounds
listen,
bad.
But that's the worst part about getting a haircut. I've gotten a haircut before, and then somebody be like, "Yo, your fucking hairline's fucked up," or your shit.
yeah.
And I'm like, bro, it's too late now.
Right.
And it's also like
am I
I'm
gonna
stuck
do?
with this for 2 weeks or
Yeah,
whatever.
for however
so
long.
like, don't make me feel bad. Like, so yeah, they gave it to you. That's fucking shitty. I mean,
hit you
it happens.
with it.
It's a part of what
That's
happened.
part of it. That's that's part of
I
it.
feel like that's also like a double standard. Because if a woman were to get a haircut or do something to her hair, and then we started piling on like, damn, Wanda, like you're fucking. Who did your fucking hair, Lord Farquaad?
Right,
That'd be a sin. And it's like, but people can talk about us men, man. We're the men's right advocates. Like, I totally am joking, but
yeah, that's a whole nother can of worms.
But yeah, I find shit funny. Like men are we are the expense of jokes, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Because I guess I have low self-esteem and I'm a self-loathing person, so like I don't mind making fun of myself.
No,
but,
self-deprecating humor's pretty good too.
I fucking love it.
Just don't live it too much. It'll bring you down
live
too
it.
much.
Just
right.
play it. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
don't take yourself too seriously to where you can't laugh at If you can't laugh at yourself, that's no fun.
You can't laugh at yourself. That's another problem in and of itself.
That is,
like
totally.
Other people are gonna laugh at you, so you might as well be in on a joke.
No matter what,
right. If you
somebody's gonna
know
laugh
something
at you.
about yourself, no one can hurt you with it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if I don't know my hairline's fucked up, and you say, "Damn, your hairline's fucked up," that's gonna hurt.
That's a bad
But if I look in
discovery.
the mirror and I'm like, "Yo, he fucked my hairline up," you can't then hurt me with it when I walk down the street. Like, "Yo, your hairline fucked up." Like, I know, homie. And you know what I mean? Like,
It's what it is at this point.
Right? You gotta have the weapon before anybody else. So a little bit of self-deprecation is healthy. It keeps you humble.
Yeah.
Which I've been told that I'm not, which irritates me. But
Who says you're not humble?
this is my coworkers.
What?
And I'm like, yo, I feel like I have changed. I feel like, yes, there was a period in my life where I probably was not. Like I was.
Do you think that like you were cocky, overconfident, or you just didn't care?
Hold up. I lacked so much humility that I did not know what the word was when it was first used on me. That's a good word. And
too.
that was back in 10th grade. Like 10th grade. My 10th grade Spanish teacher was like, "You lack humility," and I was like, "I don't even know what that is." And, I don't know what you mean. So
I don't even
if
know
you were
how
insulting me. I'm more insulted that I don't know what you're saying.
Right.
That the fact that you're saying it. And she was like, "You're not humble," and I was like, I'm not going to embarrass myself here because I don't know what that means. But
well, I don't even know what that is. So how can I be it?
Like, how can
But
I
you
be
can.
it?
You're a lot of things that you don't know that you are.
Like babies are assholes. They don't know what assholes
They
are.
don't know, but they just are.
it. But
Very selfish little shits.
so I feel like I've changed a lot as an adult. Obviously, 10th grade was, I don't even know how many years ago at this point.
It's hard to count.
Probably
Maybe don't
like
even do the
almost
math.
Right, a lot of years ago.
15,
like,
over
more,
15.
probably,
Definitely over
probably
15.
15, 16 years ago.
About
God
17
damn.
years now, man. Because you're almost 33.
Yeah, bro. God, it was a long time ago. So when I feel like I've changed naturally, you do change in life. Now, some people never stop being arrogant, I guess.
Yeah.
But I have always been arrogant. Not where it's like I feel I'm better than anybody, but it's where it's like, it's hard to describe. I don't think I'm better than anybody. I don't think my shit doesn't stink. But I know I'm the shit. If
Yeah.
that makes sense.
But that's a good balance.
And it's
that's
like-
a pretty good balance, though.
Right, but like when people say like you're cocky, and I'm like, that kind of hurts, because I try to be right. I try to be humble. I try to, like, again, I know I'm not better than anybody. I know, I have flaws.
Right.
But it's like shit, man. I can't just be. I don't even want to say proud. Like, I know all these words are similar, but I would never call myself proud. Like, if you're like, if I'm in a certain situation, someone's like, do this and you'll get this, I'm gonna throw away my scruples. And I'm like, yeah, let me go do this so I can get this. Like, I don't give a fuck. But if it's something I want, and I'm like, this is the easy route. I'm gonna take it right. So,
I'm gonna get it.
so I don't even want to say proud, but like, I don't know. Like a chick told me that, and it just caught me off guard. And like my feelings weren't hurt, but it was like, I don't see myself that way, and I kind of feel bad that
Yeah.
you see. And then the same female, and then same woman. I'm starting to pick up the language of my coworkers. When they call women females, it's like, oh, I want to punch you in your throat, bro.
Why?
Like,
Because is it like a derogatory, in a sense?
I feel it is because it's like there's a difference between a woman and a girl. Like, and I mean, if you're just going strictly,
But
off the
female's
age,
more like that's like less personal.
Like,
you
I
think?
feel like female is categorizing them or summing them up as just their genitalia.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
or
got
their
you, yeah.
gender, more than their genitalia. I'm sorry.
More basing off of like what they're saying. They're basing off of females in general.
Right. So like a woman, yes, it's the same. A woman is a female. A girl is a female, but it's like there's a difference between a woman and a female. Just like there's, a woman and a girl. Just like there's a difference between a man and a boy.
Right.
Like sometimes it's psychological, but to be respectful, if you're 18, I'm gonna call you a woman, and if you're not, I'm gonna call you a young lady. I don't see myself really calling anybody a girl except for
Yeah,
a
I go
small
young
child.
man or young lady too.
But before I get sidetracked, fuck, I might have already gotten sidetracked, but I don't know. I was like, it just kind of hurt, and then somebody told me that I was also shallow.
Now, is this at work?
This is at work because I have a really strong.
So they think that you're
camaraderie
cocky
with
and
my-
shallow.
But listen, all right, like
Just
you
a
call
cocky,
me,
shallow
listen, you call
asshole
me
just
cocky,
running around.
You call me cocky. I'm like, okay, I can see it. I know I've had. I don't want to say issue with it because it wasn't like I just thought I was better than everybody.
Yeah.
But when you call me shallow, I actually like take offense to that because like I don't judge people.
Because you're not a shallow person.
Right, I don't
You're
judge
not,
people on
you-
their looks or what they have or like I know we're all in this fucking storm together. and
Even
some of us
old
just
school
have
Bob
better-
wasn't very shallow.
Right.
You made shallow jokes and
Right,
you
and
know
that's
that
just
type
jokes,
of stuff.
But
they
like
were
I'm
jokes.
not, I
Right.
genuinely would never judge anybody.
Right.
based
That's
on
the thing. Right.
Being less than or I mean we just so that one irritated me more than the arrogant part. But it is what it is. Like my coworkers, every day I go to work and I'm a different kind of bitch. Like
Yeah.
I get called so many bitches every day. And like I do my fair share of bitch giving, but I receive it more, and like I think it's also like, hey, I haven't had coworkers since I worked at Comcast, and even then I didn't see them every day because I'm in the field. I saw them maybe 3 times a week if we had
Right,
meetings and shit. So I
right.
still didn't have coworkers then. Then before that, last time I had coworkers was in 2016. So it's been a long
That's
time.
true. Damn,
So,
I haven't even thought about that.
so not only do I now have coworkers, everybody's younger than me. Like I work with a lot of folks. Excuse me. That either can't drink or just old enough to drink. And
Right.
it's like there's that generational disconnect because even if they may be millennials, some of them, like I said, we're in our early 30s. So
We're like the first millennials, right?
But-
Like we're at the beginning of it.
right. Well, no, actually, we're like in the middle.
We're in
Of
the
it.
middle of it.
But say there's a difference between a 33-year-old and a 43-year-old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's natural. Like there's
Right.
10 more years of lived experience. There's also going to be that difference between a 33-year-old and a 23-year-old.
Right.
So just imagine if you're younger, it's just there's that disconnect. So like I got to pick up on the lingo. I got to pick up on how things are said. And it's like
In the
again,
way that because I had a kid. The old kid outside the gas station. Hey man, you're gonna get me some Rellos? Well, I didn't know I had not a clue what this kid was saying. As I was walking up, he was like, "Hey man," I was like, "Hey, what's up, man?" He was like, "Trying to get some Rellos," and I was like, "What?" That was my response. What? Because in my head I was like, and then I heard the Rellos part, and I was like, trying to get Rellos? What? And he was like, trying to get some Rellos. I need some Rellos. Can you get me some Rellos? And I was like, no, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And he was just like, man. And then I walked away, and I was like, I think he wanted to get me some fucking rolling papers. I ain't gonna get your little dumbass no rolling papers. But I like just the way he asked, like, hey man, can you give me some? No, you trying to get some Rollos, whatever the fucking rollers were. But in my head, like just that second, I was like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking.
I'm
What did
mad
say?
you went full on old man. Get off
I
my
did.
lawn.
I was like, what? No, I ain't getting you. But anytime some teenagers ask me to get them like either drinks or alcohol or the rollers or whatever, I always go, no, no, go find something else to do. I'm not going to be the one to fucking get you your little buzz. I know you want to get your little buzz with your little buddies, but I'm not going to be that.
That reminds me of 2 different stories. And this is, all right, like when Towson used to have a movie theater, I remember I was like 18, 19.
Towson used to have a movie theater?
Yeah, well, the old movie theater, man. Like
Where was it?
it was right there on York and what's that, like Susquehanna or Chase? I don't remember.
It hasn't been that one that's there now?
No.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
you
no.
can't
I was thinking
remember?
about the old one. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, when that used to be
where we
there.
would go. Yeah.
Back in the day.
Damn.
So I remember
that
being an adult at the ripe old age of 18, 19.
Yeah.
And some kids, quote unquote, were like, "Hey man, can you get us these tickets to this rated R movie?" And I'm thinking, what world is this, man? Like, they're gonna ask you for ID. Because I'm also
Right.
thinking, okay, I am 6'4". I am a hefty person. I have facial hair. No one on the planet is asking me for ID,
Right.
unless I'm buying alcohol.
Right,
So
right.
I'm thinking that, like, they really want to ask you for your ID, but I'm thinking they're going to ask these people. So I did it. I had no problem
Yeah,
doing it.
yeah.
But the dude came up to me and he called me sir, and I'm like, nigga, you like 14, yo? I'm not a sir. I'm not a mister. Fuck you,
It already hit you
man.
that
Like,
fast, too.
I'm 18. I can buy cigarettes. That's it. But
He's
dude,
like, I'm sorry, I thought you were like 30, man.
I-
But from their perspective, they probably couldn't even tell, you know?
Right.
It's like, that's just a big dude. The height
and
already.
That sucks, bro.
That does suck.
fucking sucks, bro.
Sucks, man. Especially being a big ass kid and people just being mean as shit to you, and you're like,
I
man,
remem-
why are they being such
I remember.
assholes?
Hold on, before I'm gonna get to the other part of getting old. I remember when it was either the first or it was the second Pokemon movie came out. So this is like 2002. I remember being in New Jersey, spending like a couple of weeks with my grandmother, and I wanted to go see the movie. Like, obviously, I liked Pokemon back
Right.
then. So my aunt drops me off, and I'm just by myself. I buy the ticket, and then for whatever reason, we come out. Well, it was just me. Like, she picks me up, and she was like, something. We go over the price of the ticket, and she was like, why did they charge you so much? I'm like, what do you mean, why did they charge me so much? They charged me an adult ticket.
Right.
And she was like, you're not an adult. So she went back up there, and she's like, he is only 14. I'm like, God damn it. Like, because mind you, huge person. He doesn't necessarily look like he's 14. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So I'm like, I didn't know, or whatever the age. I
think
didn't
it's
know
that big
there
of a
was
deal.
a cutoff.
Yeah,
Like,
whatever.
Pay for my ticket. I had the money. Like, because back then you didn't know the value of money
Right.
either. Like, if you're 12 and you have $20 and you go to the supermarket and you want a steak, you know you have $20 So you have $20 worth of options of steak. Where it's like us now, when we have $20 and we want steak, we're gonna think, what supermarket has is the cheapest?
Yep.
Yep. What's the best cut that I can get for this? Or,
For
you
that
know what
price,
I mean?
yeah.
But like when you're a kid, you don't necessarily know the value of $1. You just, I have the money, I want this.
I'm gonna.
I don't care if I can get it cheaper. I don't care. You know what I
I'm
mean?
just gonna get it.
Right.
Yeah. You don't think twice about that because
Right.
it's about having the
Right.
thing.
You just know you're capable of getting it the right way.
Right. Right.
So, but going back to the whole age thing, I remember I was maybe like 22. I was working at Kohl's, and obviously I'd been there for like a minute at that point, maybe like a year at that point. And this girl had asked me if I could buy her alcohol. And I was cool with this girl. I was cool with her brother.
How old were you?
Mother. I was old enough to buy alcohol. Just barely, like 22,
Yeah.
21.
But like in that range.
Right. I was still young. But she couldn't buy alcohol. And I was like, yeah, I don't have a problem with that. Like, I had been to her. I don't think she lived with her mother, but I'd been to her mother. I drank with her brother, her mother. Her brother
Right.
wasn't old enough to drink either, but we're in the house. I wasn't thinking about that. But then she was like, yeah, I got a list. It's for me and my friends. I'm going to this party. And I'm like, if it was just you, I would do it. Like, and you're just with a few friends, but you're gonna be around people.
That's a lot.
I
yeah.
would feel horrible if somebody got raped or somebody
Especially if
drunk
you're,
and
if
drive.
you're, and it's a lot of underage kids,
Right,
and then
and
all
I-
that shit
and
happens.
that's when I knew I was fucking old. I was like, no, I can't do it.
'Cause you-
I
yeah,
can't
'cause
fucking
you-
do it.
'cause you did that.
Morally, I can't fucking do it.
At this point, I am so comfortable with being that asshole old man. Get off my lawn.
Well, no one asked me now, so it's like, but yeah,
That's true.
at the
Too. They
time,
probably
I
know
was
better
just
than
like,
now.
I was
Like his
I
old ass ain't
can't
gonna
do
give me
it,
nothing, man. You ain't trying to get me
I mean,
shit.
I don't care so much now. Like one of my coworkers, he's only 20, and apparently the age of cigarettes and tobacco and e-cigs has been raised to 21.
Yeah,
So,
I just saw that.
He doesn't smoke, but he has like the Views, which is like I guess one of the lower quality products of the vaping.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
cheap and easy. And he was like, "Bro, I might need you to go on Royal Farms and buy this for me." And I'm like, "For what?" And he's like, "Yeah, you gotta be 21." I was like, "Oh shit,
That's wild.
And they didn't.
That's
They
wild.
didn't
Like, 21
ID
to
him.
get him, yeah.
Right. They didn't ID him, but I had to be there in case I was the one that had to get it. And it's like, god damn.
21. Do you think that's?
I think that's dumb as shit. I mean, I feel like
That's a weird
I
one, right?
get that your brain's not fully developed, but
But
again,
if you're
your
doing
brain
that,
shouldn't
then
be
do
fully
25 if you're actually doing it for that.
But if your brain's not fully developed, why can I go shoot up the enemy?
Right,
You know, why
right.
can I go to prison as an adult? Which I don't have a problem with that. If you commit certain crimes,
some heinous, some heinous stuff.
You know what I mean? It's like it's tobacco. People have been smoking tobacco
long time.
underage since tobacco. Like
Right.
I'm pretty sure. Even before there was laws that say you had to be a certain age, people were like, "Damn, that kid's only 10 and he's lighting up."
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, but
There was
people
some
are gonna-
semblance of sense of like, oh, they might be a little young and
Right.
that type of stuff.
Well,
but
fuck it, it's their body.
that's what
You know
they
I
do.
mean?
That's what people do anyway, and those kids end up doing that. You know the smokers in elementary school. I knew that smokers in elementary
That's
school,
fucking
which
crazy,
is ridiculous. It's crazy to think about, but they did. And
They
I knew
exist.
that they got it from their parents, and it wasn't a big deal in their household. It really was not a big deal
That's
in their household.
like when it's not a big deal. And again, I'm not judging because I didn't have that environment. Like my parents smoked. I never was like, oh, I'm gonna smoke this cigarette. I was never able to test those waters. Like
Yeah.
if my parents see me smoking a cigarette, what are they gonna do?
Right.
Because I wasn't a smoker. Like if
You
somebody
never really got into it.
right, if somebody had a cigarette and we were like, it's something we know we shouldn't be doing. Yeah, we'd have fun. Like, oh, let's smoke this cigarette.
Right.
But I wasn't stealing cigarettes out of my parents' packs, or you know what I mean. But I never had that addiction. Like if you get me drunk, I'll smoke a cigarette because it'll compound it and I'll be fucked up.
And then you'll
But-
probably start circling.
But I'm not
The room will start spinning. I remember the first time I ever had that room spinning type feeling, and I was like, I'm never doing this.
Bro,
This
do you-
shit's just too much for me, man.
Do you remember we went to Canton? Wait, right now I can't tell the difference between Canton and Fells Point. We were in Fells Point, and it was me, you, Larry. I want to say Braylon, like what your friend Bray something. I can't think. The guy in Florida,
Not
the
Josh.
the big guy, man.
Waylon.
He was up here, and I feel like it was somebody else. And we were just
I
at the
remember our
bars.
big asses walking through.
We
a
were
few
at the
bars
bars
in
and
there.
just chilling, and I was fucking drunk, and I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna go get a cigarette." I couldn't find a cigarette. Well, I ended up buying like a cigar.
Didn't we go to 7-Eleven looking for
Yes.
it? Because you
Yeah.
had a crate.
But, bro-
The random ass. I was like, Bob, I don't even know you smoke. And you're like, shut up, mother. I want to give me.
But bro, I was fucked up that night, bro. Like, I was surprised I did not follow that water, all that shit, bro. Like, I was like, 'cause, bro, I ran into this girl that I used to work with, and I thought she was gorgeous. I had like a crush on her, and like I took shots with her and her friend. And I took shots with you guys, obviously. Like,
yeah.
I was already drunk. And then, like I said, that smoke, I don't know what it is. I'm not a fucking chemist or whatever
right,
science you
right.
need. But I just know when I do it, it's going to fuck me up more.
It does.
And,
it fucking does, man.
I just remember walking around fucking Fells Point. You guys were still at the bar, and I'm just surprised I never fell in that fucking water. Like, if we had cell phones back then, I'm surprised I didn't lose the fucking. I don't even think we had fucking cell phones back then, really. Well, we had. Wow. We had to have had them, but they weren't like.
No, they
we
weren't
weren't
real
glued
cell
to
phones.
them.
No, right.
It was
right.
like
They weren't like part of your life. Like
you
they
make
are
phone
now.
calls, you text people, you may be able to send shitty pictures.
And
Like,
you would forget your phone everywhere. Now, if you forget your phone, it's a big deal.
you
But
know,
back then-
you're like, oh shit, call my
Yeah,
phone. Do I have
yeah.
my phone? My fucking god.
Back then, you'd go like 3 days without your phone and be like, "Ah, shit, I still haven't found it yet."
Like, no
you would
one-
just lose your phone for a couple of days.
Bro, and
That's
that
wild,
was we were old enough to drink, I know that much, but that was 10 years. Let's say it was 10 years
You know
ago.
what's
That's
funny?
crazy.
We're gonna be looking back at this when we're in our 50s, and we're gonna be like, "Man, listen to us when in our fucking young and sprightly 30s." Old.
That's more understandable. But the fact that we're here thinking about like how no one gave a fuck about your cell phone back
That's
then.
true.
Like that's like I wish
That
I
blows my mind more than anything.
would. Like before you'd be like, oh, I'm home. You throw your keys and your cell phone on the table.
Yep.
Now you throw your phone. You're like, oh shit, man. I threw
No,
my
no, shit, my
you
shit.
can't do that, bro. It's like, wow, man. That's fucking crazy. Like time is it don't. I mean, it's a man-made construct, but it don't slow down for nobody
right,
though.
right.
Even if it don't exist, it don't slow down for nobody.
Don't slow down.
So,
Either way, you're going to get to the point where you're closer to your death, and that's the.
right, that's every day.
As a what are we as a biological entity or whatever it is, we have a certain amount of time, and sometimes it don't feel like it's enough time. Sometimes it feels like it's too much time.
I
don't know.
mean,
It depends on who you ask.
You know how I feel about getting old and old people.
Old
It's like
people
you know,
Coliseum.
old people Coliseum. But you know how like some people get resigned to the fact, like they accept it. Like Betty White is probably ready whenever it happens. She
Right.
she might not want to die.
Right,
But she knows like I've
she
lived
won't be
99
sad. Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
When it happens, I know I lived a great life. When you're 20, you don't think about you kind of feel like you're immortal. Like you hear that.
Right, and
Like,
you definitely ain't
Right.
thinking about getting hurt.
but
or
you're not
anything.
like you're not planning your funeral. You're not who's going to get this, who's going unless you're depressed and you're possibly suicidal. You don't. Those aren't necessarily rational thoughts for a 20-year-old.
Right.
So
Normal.
I want to be. I'm happy in the middle. Like I don't know if it's because I'm a millennial. I don't know if it's because like life has really bent me over without any Vaseline and took it to these cheeks. But I accept the fact
it to
that
these
I'm
cheeks.
gonna die one day. I'm not prepared. I know how I would want my funeral to be, but I don't have anything planned. I don't want to be buried, but I don't
Right.
have like a burial plot or a will, shit like that. But I know these are inevitabilities, you know, and
Right.
I'm in that middle.
Right.
So it's like
right.
if I would go to the doctor and he's like, "Oh, you got cancer," I'm not gonna be like, "You know what? I've had a long life. I'm ready." No, like, but I would imagine if Betty White found out she had cancer, she's gonna be like,
Shit.
"Okay, I had a good life." I'm not that point. I don't ever want to be at that point. I don't
Right.
want to be old.
Right.
I want to die before.
For
that.
her, it's
But-
like stepping in mud because it's like I probably didn't have. Damn.
Right.
It. But for you, you're losing your.
like my fucking Air Forces, man. Like, my fucking all white Air Forces, man. These are the freshest Jordans, man. I'm waiting in line, spent $500 for these Jordans. It's the end of the world. You know what I mean? Right. But her, it's
Put
like,
that shit in my fucking funeral. But I don't want them buried with me because they ain't no good there.
but
You got to put a shrine to it. Put a shrine to it and just have it on my fucking tombstone.
and it's just it's crazy how like life just develops. And again, there's nothing guaranteed for any of us other than the death. Like there's no guarantee that you'll find the perfect job or perfect career or you'll find the love of your life. You know what I mean? It's no guarantees other than you're born and you die. Or if you're born, you die. Because some people obviously are never. Some people die before they were born.
Right.
But they didn't have a life. They didn't know. You know what I mean? So it's like. But other than that, it's no guarantee.
I think it's more of a like you think of like stillborns and stuff, and that obviously sucks. And whenever they carry a pregnancy for like a couple of months and then they lose it.
That's
that's all that sucks. But it's like the real tragedies. Not saying that those aren't tragedies, but whenever you get like a child who seemingly has their whole future ahead of them, and then it's taken away.
for
That's
whatever
like,
reason.
For whatever
Their
reason.
decision-
Doesn't whatever reason, right.
If it's not their decision, like it's
whatever reason.
that's like bro,
That's so it's you can just find story after story after story and it's just like so sad.
bro, I get fucked up if I think about like something happening to my kids. Like, and it's not even like we're in a situation where like, oh, this might be there. It's not like, oh, it was a close call in the car, like I almost hit this person. It's just like I'll randomly be thinking, what if something happened to one of my babies? And it's like, bro, it fucks you up.
How does that? Because I don't have kids,
Right.
And I think that like I'm preparing myself for
It's
the
an
one
awesome
day.
photo,
Bailey got me that. That was a Christmas present from Bailey.
love it.
Apparently, he got it from me like a long time ago, but Aunt Rhonda was like, "You got to save that for Christmas."
Okay.
So he put it away, and then he had it, and I was like, "Dude,
That's magical, bro.
that
I
is
love
how
it.
I imagine he thinks of himself. Like that's how he imagines he is.
decorated.
You know? Like General Man Cat out here. That's for the first 200 kills on his list. That's for the other cat that he saved while he was out, doing battle with the rats and the bats. But that's. But I get to where, and he's a cat. He's a fucking cat.
Right.
It's whatever. I care about him. Obviously, I care about him as if they're my own family, and my animals throughout my whole life have been a part of my family. It's not like I don't have a separation where I look at them where they're just animals.
Right,
Like,
you're not raising cow to eat.
Exactly,
You know what I mean?
exactly. Like you have that connection with them, and then, but it's different when it comes from you, and it's your fucking baby.
I mean, but I wouldn't even. If somebody was like, "Well, I have my fur babies," I wouldn't trivialize it. Like
Yeah.
it's still a part of your life.
Mm-hmm.
It's still something that you take care of, and if it were to be gone suddenly,
That would suck.
Fucking suck.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say. Yeah, I mean, a cat's not the same as a human who has
But
more
do you
requirements.
feel
but-
like a different? And I don't want to like cast judgments on people who care about their cats and their kids.
All right,
you know,
so
there's
a difference. Like, especially now with my kids, maybe because my cat, in my mind, even though he's my baby, I've only had him for a few years.
Yeah.
He's probably he's an adult in terms of a cat.
Right.
So it's like he's living his life. So like,
an adult
how you
cat,
like?
yeah,
he's not out in these streets like I'm about to call your cat my cat's name. He's not out in the street like man cat.
Right.
But it's like if something were to happen to him, like if the times I go take the trash out or I get something out of my car and I don't close the door.
Right.
If he gets bold and he's like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna bolt." I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna miss my fucking cat, especially
Right.
if he doesn't come back. But I accept that, this is a decision of his life.
Decision, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, he doesn't leave. He doesn't try. Yo. He knows.
I don't think
he
he's
doesn't try.
interested in it.
But
At a certain point,
he'll walk up the steps. He'll get to the top step, and he'll see me coming back. He's like, "Oh, let me get back in." Like,
yeah, Boy Cat, he's getting older now, so
Right.
he's getting less interested in the snow. Even though like every winter his fur just gets big,
well,
but
that's just biology. At that point.
exactly, because he gets a lot skinnier during
Yeah,
the
his
summer.
fucking his joints are probably like, oh, this cold. It's just like a person.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
like if my kid, I feel like, all right, my kids are children. They still have so much to live, and a cat still has so much to live.
Right,
But
that's true.
I would feel like even if I were to make it to 100, if you guys let me live to be 100, I'm going to haunt you guys when I die.
Yeah.
But if I live
If you
to be
make it up to 100, that's going to be. I don't know. If I made it to 100, I feel like it would be painful.
right, but if I made it to 100 and my children kept their health and obviously they're still alive, they're going to be in their 80s and 70s. So well, their 70s, they're going to be in their 70s at that
Right.
point. I would still feel like, why did my baby have to die? Even though they lived their whole life, they
Right.
had
That's
you
like
know
a
what I
full
mean?
life.
Right. So it's different in that regard. Like I don't think I could ever accept the loss of a child, versus I would understand that my cat could never live as long as me.
Right.
And B, if he died, like he got hit by a car or he got into a fight and he didn't fucking survive his wounds, mentally I can process it more.
Because that's part of his.
Right. I don't care any less.
Right.
I just can process it better. Just like if either of my parents died, I can tell you right now, I'd be fucked up, man. Like I'm still going. Me and Jimmy are two assholes. I'm still going to tell jokes. I'm still going to be
Right.
like, because that's just how we are.
Yep.
But I know that's also a part of grieving. Like I wouldn't do
Yeah.
that around my siblings. Like, but I would joke like I would have very inappropriate jokes about my parents' lives and or deaths with Jimmy, because that's just how I
That's
know
how you
I
do-
would grieve. I
that's
know
how you
I'm that
handle it.
person.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just crazy.
But that's the best way to handle it, though, is to try to make light of the situation.
I mean,
Because
I don't necessarily know if there's a best way, but like obviously
for
do
you,
it your way.
It depends.
Right.
Right. That's
Right.
it.
Like, because
That's
my
it.
kid's mother, her mother died. I want to say it's been 3 years. Like maybe not the exact 3 years, but I want to say it's been that amount of time. And it's like it still affects her, and that's nothing. There's nothing wrong with that. Like
Right.
obviously it depends on how close you are with the individual, and how ready you may have been, or and there's so many factors. So I can't say, if my mother dies tomorrow, 10 years from now, I'm not going to be like telling my sister, get over it. It's been 10
Right.
years. No, that's not fair to say.
Right.
Because I may not be over, or I may have accepted it, the day it happened.
Right.
But it doesn't mean I'm not sad.
Right.
I do have a better issue accepting. I have a better grasp of accepting things, negative things, because again, nothing's guaranteed, and I can handle rejection. So it's like if I ask a girl out and she's like, no, I'm not gonna be like, well, fuck you then, bitch, you ugly. I'm not that person. It's
Right.
like, well, damn, okay, like I'll back the fuck off, which obviously is not, most people are not doing,
Yeah.
because I hear so many horror stories. But at the same time, if I were to go home and one of my parents were to call me and say the other one was, hey, either a sick or something happened suddenly, I'm gonna grieve. I'm gonna be sad. That's my parent. Like I've known them my whole life. They've
Right.
been in my life. They've been
Your parents.
a good structure. So it's like I'm gonna be hurt, but I know also that I would probably get over it sooner than most people, because there's nothing I can do. Like there's the steps to grieving, and that's acceptance is one of them. I don't remember all the steps, but acceptance is one of them. I'd probably get to the acceptance state just a little bit quicker. It's not to say that 5 years from now, on one of their birthdays or just a random day, I might just be like, fuck, man,
Right.
fucking, you know what I mean?
But it's
Like,
not affecting you every day.
Right.
It's not like taking control of your life.
I would imagine it wouldn't. Obviously,
Right.
it hasn't happened. I don't wanna
Hopefully
speak
it wouldn't. It's
right.
not healthy. It's just
Right.
right.
So
In general, like if 10 years have passed and you still haven't gotten over the death.
Right.
Of
Like if I'm
even
not
your
working,
parents.
or I would imagine if you're not working after 10 years, you probably get committed.
Yeah,
Like,
at that point,
something
because
like you really do have some issues. But at the same time, if you're like every day, you're talking to your parent, like I don't want to say like prayer, but like you're like, oh, Mom, I did this for you, Dad. Like I don't think that's anything wrong with that. Like we all grieve different
That's a good
ways.
motivation too. That's
Right.
a good personal like.
My only thing is, I would like to be successful before they're gone.
Yeah.
Like so they can experience it with me.
What is
not-
success to you though?
If I could just like, if I could like finish a book or some shit, like just right now, I don't want to say I'm a failure, but I am. You know what I mean? Like I feel like
It's
I
that
haven't
process.
accomplished anything.
Yeah,
But
me
at the
too,
same
yeah.
time, my parents never put like really high expectations. They were never like, oh, you're gonna play football or you're gonna. They were, in a way, and also I want to say that also kind of like messes with you both negatively and positively. Like they just never put any. They never put any like these guides on me like, oh, you got to do this by this. You got to no. They never did that.
Right.
They were just they warned me. I think like most people when you're a certain age, you don't really necessarily pay heed to what your parents are saying. You still get that lived experience, even if it's exactly what they told you was going to happen. Sometimes you end up doing it, and you're like, damn, I should have listened. I think that's a normal part. Like some people listen to their parents like that. Like not where it's like controlling, but it's like I'm gonna listen to this advice. It's got to be good advice, and you prosper. And some people don't. That's
Right.
just life. Like
Right.
that's just a part of this experience. Like I know my parents told me to stay away from credit cards. I didn't listen. You know what I mean? I know now that's great fucking advice.
great advice,
But
yeah.
even if I tell my kids that, it's no way I can necessarily make that stick.
Right.
Like they're gonna
Right.
do what they're gonna
They're
do.
gonna they're
but
gonna work the
Your
way they
job
work.
as a parent is to guide.
Right.
It's so
right. Guide, not dictate.
right. Because yeah, if you dictate, like I said, there are those people that's like your parents said do this, you will never ever go against your parent.
And they're very
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like you're an adult.
And then you don't have any independent thought at
Right.
that point, though.
You're an
That's it.
adult. Such. It's one thing calling your parents because again they have a certain lived experience that you may not have had,
Right.
and call them for guidance. But then it's a difference in calling your parents to say, "Hey, what should I do? What like you know?" And you do exactly what this. You gotta live. You gotta branch out because again, that's just not healthy while they're living, and that's definitely not gonna be healthy while they're dead if they
Right.
die. Because then what are you gonna do? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, it's like yeah, it's one thing learning what your parents would have done. And like using that thought process, and there's another thing you need individual to tell you what to do when it comes to doing why. That's going to fuck you up because they're not. Ideally, your parents should go before you,
Right.
and if that's the case, they're not going to be here always. So
You can't depend on them for
you
everything.
cannot.
So there's that. You have to learn that independence throughout there somewhere too.
Right.
There's that weird balance of where you can go to them for some type of advice, or not. Like I ain't going to my parents for any advice.
Right, and
But
again, that's all based on
depends on
your
the-
experience so far.
Exactly.
Like if you know
exactly.
my parents aren't good for this, but they're good for that, I'm not going to go to them for what they're not good
And who's
for.
better at figuring that out than their own children?
Right.
They're going to know
right.
them better than anybody.
Like if you were to tell me you had a situation, you're like, oh, I don't know what to do with this. I'm like, go ask your mother. You're going to look at me like, Mango. the
You
fuck?
should know.
You know what I
You
mean?
know.
So like, yeah, that's how you like like and your siblings would know. That's what
Right.
you grow. You know what you as a person, you know what your parents are capable of, and
Right.
like so like if I'm like I don't know, if I got beat up, I would imagine like there would be a different response from either of my parents. Like my father would probably be like, "Well, damn, are we going to beat him up back?" Or like, and my
Right.
mother would probably be
What
like,
do
"Well,
with
damn,
this?"
let's call." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, but
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like if I got beat up and I'm not going to expect to go to my mother like, "Nah, man, we gonna go fuck these mangoes up." And my mother, if that happened to me, and my mother was like, "Yeah, we gonna get him," I'd be like, "Whoa, I didn't expect that." You know what I mean? Like,
All right, we ride tonight then.
but there are some people, and we've seen the videos where it's whole families fighting, and I'm like,
and it's not like family versus one. It's family versus
like,
family.
Your daughter beat my son. I'm like, well, yeah, it was a one-on-one. Like, I don't need to get involved. My son beat your daughter, or my son beat your son up. What are we getting involved for? The fuck? But then it's those fun like, nah, man, my son ain't gonna beat up. And she's like, you too close to my son. And then everybody's just fucking. I don't want those parents. Like, I do not want.
I don't want to be around. I don't want to deal with that.
If I gotta go tell my parents something happened, I want them to be mature and be like, well, this like they can even play devil's advocate. Like, well, what did you do? Because I know that's what I do, and I know that makes me an asshole, but I'm not doing it intentionally to make you feel. It's just like how my thought process, because that's how I. And for the way, that's how I stop from snapping. It's like, well, what did I do? You know what I mean? Like
that makes sense.
But everybody can't step back.
Right.
Like sometimes I'm not perfect. Sometimes it's like, no, I want to kill you right now.
Right.
And you can't snap back. And that's how some people end up in jail. Some people aren't criminals, but they had a really bad moment and they made the bad decision. And it doesn't mean they're right, but that's not the indicative of their whole life. You know what I mean?
Right.
But some people make bad decisions.
Yep.
And some people make a life of bad decisions. Some people just have one fucking moment.
And that one moment.
Right.
Handles your whole life, basically.
But that's the reason why I play devil's advocate, because it's so easy for me to step back and say, this person's doing this. It's nothing I can do. I did my part. Let me stop getting angry. Like before we were talking, I was talking about my one former coworker, who was mentally slow, but he was physically capable of doing the job. He just didn't do a really good job of it. And there were times where it was like I would find myself yelling at this person because it's like, I know you're slow, but I feel like you're being obtuse intentionally. Yeah. But you may not be. And it's like, even if you are, me yelling at you, it's not solving the problem. Like it's not helping. It's making me maybe feel good in the moment, but that's not good.
It makes you feel handle it a little bit better.
Right, but even if I feel good for yelling at you, that doesn't say anything positive about me.
There's still going to be more shit happening.
Right,
and
so
all
it's
that happened
like
was you yelled at him.
Just step back, I remember. All right, so before.
Do you have a couple stories for this?
I do.
I'm going to get some water.
Yeah.
We'll take like a little mini break and then we'll jump back on it.
Are we going to pause
So
it?
guys, I'm going to pause it right now. We're going to jump off. We're going to use the bathroom, get us some water. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. So I'm gonna set the timers, but it won't be the whole 10-minute timer. So give us about 5 minutes, guys, and we'll be right back.
First off, my favorite team. I can't afford those tickets.
I'm just saying,
I can't afford.
I was using you as an example.
If my favorite team was the team in which I lived in their city,
Your favorite team is Tampa Bay.
no, right? I am not a bandwagoner. I wish Tom Brady all the luck, but I'm a Patriots fan, and I accept that the next few years we're gonna be like the fucking Cowboys. I get it, but hey, we still have the greatest coach ever. And that's all that fucking matters. But no, if I was a fan of the Ravens, obviously live in Baltimore.
Will Belichick shows up in Tampa.
When Will Belichick shows up in Tampa, I'm jumping ship. I'm gonna be honest.
Your description of your new job just made it sound like that's what you do.
Sex is easy, bro. Sex is dumb easy. You just bend over and take.
COVID hasn't got you down yet?
I couldn't give a fuck about COVID. I drink.
It doesn't have you down yet? It doesn't give you anxiety. What?
Look, man.
What?
I'll tell you what, man. Like the second the second I don't have to, and when I say have to, I mean, in order for me to get into an establishment, I have to wear a mask.
You have to wear everywhere you go.
As soon as I don't see those signs anymore, I'm ripping the fucking thing off.
Me too.
I'm sorry. Call it what it is. Comment whatever the fuck you. You're an idiot. Like, you're just a fucking idiot. You think you gotta? Especially like the people that wear them either when they're just walking outside in the fucking like nature, or they're in their own cars with their windows rolled up.
Right.
Are you gonna give yourself fucking coronavirus?
But don't you think that's something with them, like helping them cope with all this news that they're seeing and all this stuff?
I don't care what they got to cope with. Go get on a boat and go somewhere. Like, go get to your.
But where are they going to go?
Their own little COVID.
Quarantine themselves away from the population.
Their own little paranoid COVID.
So are you in the sense of like, so do you not want to spread it, or are you just annoyed by the people who are taking it too seriously?
I'm not 100% sure that there's even anything to spread. just being honest.
You might get us kicked off YouTube talking like that.
So
I'm
we
gonna
should
post
switch
it though.
the fucking
I'm gonna
topic.
post it. I'm gonna post it though.
We probably will get kicked off because why? Why would we get kicked off? Because that's
Because they kick people off
Because that's
talking-
not the narrative. Fuck off. I hate it. And then there's people, you're gonna trigger my anxiety. You're gonna trigger my trigger, bitch. Like,
Oh, Jimmy jumped on it. Jimmy jumped on it. Well, you know.
other than dealing with these, I'm sorry.
Have you had anyone?
morons,
Have you had anybody like tell you to put your mask on when you're like walking up? Do you put your mask on in the car and then walk up, or do you
No,
like
I do it.
wait until you get there and then you put it on?
I do it as soon as I enter the fucking
The facility
like, the
where you're
facility.
where if
Well,
they
I
can
have
kick
to
you
do
out,
it.
I'm gonna where you have to do
Like
it.
I'll swing the door open. It's still hanging off one ear.
Right.
Because I'll put it on one ear and I'll swing the door open before I walk in. I'll put the fucking.
But where do you
gimmick
think?
on.
Because where do you think there should be a line? Because
Because
obviously,
like, I'm not gonna challenge. I'm not gonna be that guy. That's like, I'm gonna test it and not wear it until somebody says something.
Right.
I'm not gonna be that guy.
But you're
right?
being-
I'll do it because I know that those are the rules, right?
Right.
I'll do it.
right. But you're at least being reasonable. You're meeting them in the middle with it. You're
Yeah,
like,
it's
yeah,
just-
I don't like it.
The
but
second Larry Hogan's fat ass comes out there and goes, "You don't have to wear it anymore," fuck, I'm burning it.
Right.
Like
right.
I have no reason to wear it.
Right. Right.
As soon as it's not required by law, because you're still gonna have those people that are gonna be like, "Well, no, I wouldn't. It's still not safe. You still gotta wear a mask." Eat my shit.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at on that. I don't know about you, but that's where I'm at. That's just my opinion.
I guess they're like, I'm gonna go around this fucking guy. So he starts going around me, hits my fucking mirror. And I'm like, well, he's gonna stop.
Do it.
All
I've
right,
never
there
been
we
more
go.
wrong in
There
my
we
fucking
go. Get the
life.
timer off. All right. Whoa, we're back now. Cool. Anyway, so you were working, and we know like last time we were here, you still had the job doing the delivery stuff and moving stuff around, and because I know we had a couple of conversations in the past about how it was dealing with the different times that you had to go in and that type of stuff. So you're still working where you've been working, but now you have to deal with like different characters and different
Yeah.
people that are in there. And
So there was a guy, he was seasonal, and the quality of his work wasn't going to allow him to stay beyond that. It's something we all knew.
yeah,
But he was special needs. I'll give you that. He was special needs. I mean, I don't need to go into like what he was
like
and what he
any
wasn't, but he was.
right.
He had some developmental issues. He was physically able to do the job. It's just that sometimes he made bad decisions, and that's fine. It's obviously frustrating if you have to work with that person, but it's understandable. What the issue with this guy was, no matter how you tried to approach the situation to try to help him, he would get an attitude. He would get really defensive and sometimes like disrespectful. And I'm like, okay, I get you have this problem or your brain's a certain way, but it's like you also don't have to be an asshole.
Right.
Like
There's a
that's
certain
any
point
person.
where he's just acting like you're annoying.
Like I'm wrong.
right.
And like again, I get it if I came to you the wrong way. That's with any person. If
Yeah.
you felt disrespected, nope. It could be the most professional, cordial, courteous shit, and most of the times, as soon as you did it, he would have problems. Sometimes it would be like, it would be gradual, but it's like, his very first day there, bro, he got smart with me, and then like a few days after that, he had threatened to punch me, and he didn't say it to my face. And I'm not gonna fight you. I'm at work, and I'm way bigger than you.
But what did he do? Did you hear like what it was that made him want to say that?
Because I probably was saying something to him about the way he was loading the carts.
And it's
And
probably
at this-
like an accumulation
Right,
of
and at this
different.
point, it's still the right way. I'll be honest and tell you, eventually it got to the point where it was like, I'm yelling at you. You're pissing me off.
It's just
I'm
that
calling
we're
you out
beyond.
your names because you're also not afraid to call me out of my name. I'm not picking on you.
Right.
But it's like all semblance of professionalism is out the window.
And you're
This
just
is
giving
annoying.
it back to him, right?
And but then it came to the point where it was like, this person has power over me if this is happening, if I'm getting this mad. And obviously, I don't think this person's going home and said, oh, I got so much power over Bob. I made him yell.
Living
But they
rent-free in your
technically
head.
have power. Like, if I'm able to yell at you, you know what I mean? And I'm looking bad. And again, it's not like I'm gonna throw a punch.
Right.
Like even if I had this joke, I was like, yo, if he hit me, I'm just hitting the floor, bro. Like I'm getting paid, bro. I'm gonna be fucked up.
He's a lot smaller than you.
Yes. And I'm like, I'm hurt. And people
He
were
just
like,
hit me.
and people were like, yo, if he swing on me, I'm swinging back. I'm like, nope, ain't no point. I know I'm at work. And even if I whip his ass, I get no points.
Nope.
It's
You don't win if
an
you
easy
just
battle.
whip his ass.
Like,
Yep.
So,
It's much better for you to be assaulted.
yep. And I'm just gonna be like, you know, you know how actors can cry on command. Somehow I'm gonna bleed on command. I'm gonna be like, oh, what did you do to me? Like,
You just hear. You look back. You think Bob's whooping his ass because of the size difference. You come around the corner. It's just Bob.
but I would
Come
love
on,
it-
man. Give me, man. He's not doing any damage.
But I would love it if like he did swing on me and I didn't fight back and I just fell on the ground and he got so confident, so he's still hitting me and I'm like, God damn, man, they're going to get this motherfucker off me. I'm gonna have to do something eventually, like, at this point. But no, it got like so. New Year's was rolling up, and like I'm not that person. New Year, new me. But I feel like everybody wanted to leave the baggage of 2020 and 2020. That was a horrible year for probably everyone living.
Everybody, yeah.
So I was like, yo, bro, I ain't gonna. I never had I didn't hate him. It's just he frustrated me so much. But I was like, bro, I know I yelled at you or whatever. I'm sorry. I'm like, have a good New Year, be safe and all that shit. And then I did yell at him one time after that, but it was like I had no choice when I did that. And that day, it was like 3 times in a row. It was like, because like we go in and there's things you do every job. No matter what your job is, there are things you do before everything just becomes chaotic and it just evolves and like you don't do the same things. There are things that you do at the beginning of every fucking day.
Right.
Like sometimes if you're at the office, you might be the person that puts on the coffee because you're the first person. It's like certain
It's just
small
there, yeah.
things that you do every day, and he never wanted to help those things. And it's like if you said something, he'd look at you and he'd be like, well, why are you saying something to me? And I'm like, I'm saying something to you because you're the one not doing it. Everybody else is doing it. Everybody else gets with the fucking program. You know what I mean? Like, and again, I guess that goes back to, yes, you're slow or whatever the proper term is. I just know I can't say the R word.
Whatever.
But you know what, man? I gotta acknowledge it, man. But I get it. So you might not think that way to do it, but at the same time, if I'm saying, "Hey, man, can you do this?" I'm asking you. I'm not lording over you.
Right.
I'm not yelling at you. I'm not.
You're being
disrespecting
quite
you. I'm
reasonable.
asking you.
Yeah.
If it's a yes or a no, fine, whatever. I can't make you do something. But for you to then be like, why are you, you know what I mean? Like,
Then start digging in.
right,
Why?
you're making this
How come you
aggressive.
asking me this?
Like, you're making this hostile,
Are
bro.
you my mom? How
Like,
come
shit
you?
like that.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like, it got to the point where it's like, there were times, like, where I guess we're all tired. It's weird work hours, but there'd be times where he would be standing still and he'd fall asleep. And these were usually slower times. So it wasn't like, well, what the fuck are you doing? It was just more funny in those instances. But it got so bad, like my manager, like the manager of like the whole operation, at least during those hours,
Yeah.
would buy him food, like to keep him energized. Because I guess he realized there were some things going on at home that weren't great. But at the same time, those things shouldn't be necessary. Like,
Right.
you make money. Like, I knew there was an issue with dude. Like, he asked me, maybe his first day, he was like, hey, man, can you buy me something at the vending machine? And I probably wouldn't have thought anything of it. Like, I don't know, like, your work situation. You might not have been working for months. Or,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I know you haven't gotten paid if this is your first real week.
Right.
So I understand that. But I didn't always carry my wallet with me. So I was like, I can't help you, bro. I don't have my wallet, which was true. And then I would see him go to other people. And I'm like, okay, it's the same situation. Obviously, if you're hungry in that moment, you're going to ask other people.
Yeah, you're gonna say-
Fine. But then it was every day.
Oh.
And it was like, yeah, I'm never going to help you. Fuck it.
That's
I'm just
too
not.
much now.
Because,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I know you've gotten paid at this point. And then it was one time he asked somebody to get him something. And I dropped off one of my coworkers on the bus stop. There's a Royal Farms right by where we work. I dropped him off at the bus stop, and I saw a bro walking across the street with a Royal Farms bag, and I'm like, literally an hour ago, he was asking people to get him something out of the vending machine. So I know he has money. So yeah, I blew up his spot. I went to work. I was like, yo, if so and so asked y'all for money, he's got fucking money. And I was like, he went to Royal Farms.
Right.
So there's one guy that's older than me that does what we do. The next day he was talking to, he was like, I heard you went to Royal Farms, man. And like I was like, God damn, I ain't expecting this. Because obviously I warned everybody, hey, don't waste your money, you know what I mean? And bro just kept denying it. And then the older man was like, well, it must be true, because if it wasn't true, you wouldn't still be talking about it. And then, bro, nothing came out of his mouth. I was like, oh, shit, bro. Like,
so something got through there.
Right.
Something got through there.
Right. And I mean, it's just you're just dealing with these personalities, and for the most part, like I said, everybody's younger than me, and we all say some very immature shit. And I feel like I wouldn't be doing it if I wasn't in this environment. But it's like it's fucking fun.
Since you're there, you're just having some fun with it.
And like,
what's some of the like immature shit that's
bro?
said?
Everybody says really gay shit, bro, and I feel like I did start that. Like I feel like I said something really gay one day, jokingly, or maybe not. I don't fucking know. But
one of the two.
I feel like I did say some really gay shit, and now it's just been months, and everybody just says really, really gay shit. Like, and like, I don't feel like anybody's gay. I feel like anybody could be, persuaded.
Right.
But I don't feel like any of them are gay. But
the comments they make.
Like, I remember one day it was like when it was I kind of felt bad because I was like, some of these guys are a little actual homophobic, and that like offended me because I'm like, why? Like, gay people can't choose they're gay, or like, what if it was somebody you knew personally? Like, would you, stuff like that.
Right,
so I did feel some
kind
sort of way.
Mm-hmm.
So then I told myself, I was like, I'm not gonna say anything gay today, and I didn't, bro. But I'm not gonna lie, bro. That shit hurt. Like I was bored. Like I was like, I need to say some really gay shit. Like, and when I say gay shit, I don't mean like gay jokes at the expense of fucking
gay people.
Gay people.
It's
I mean
literal
like,
gay
hey,
stuff.
yo, X, Y, and Z. Cause I don't want to say anybody's name. Like, yo, when you gonna let me suck your dick? Right. Gay shit, bro. Like really fucking gay.
Really
shit.
gay shit.
And
they're like the opposite of homophobic.
Right.
It's like very,
homo,
very pro-homo.
Pro-homo. Homophobic, yo. Like super fucking gay. All right, bro. 2 days ago was one of my homeboys' birthdays, bro. And he came in, he was like, yeah, it's my birthday. I don't even know why I came in here. So he came up to one of the dudes that I give a ride to every day. He was like, yo, what you gonna get me for my birthday? And I just overhear it. I'm like 10 feet away over here. I was like, yo, you know what we're gonna get you for your birthday? A fucking Mandingo party. Like, just gay shit, bro. Like, and we all do it, bro. Like,
but you didn't notice it until you started doing it.
right. And I'm like, I feel like, hey, okay, you guys are comfortable. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Like just don't like target kids and don't be genuinely like hateful.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't give a fuck what kind of jokes you have.
It gets weird when people say it and they're trying to be funny, but you know that there's
right.
some
That's
weird
why when I
piece.
felt like there was like some homophobia, I was like, yeah, like I try to stray from the actual, because there's times when I feel like I'm preaching, because it's like, I know I think one way, some people are never going to think the way you think, but at the same time, I would never judge a person because they're gay,
because of whatever whatever they do in their lives.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless it's illegal or just straight up immoral, which I
Right.
don't think homosexually is immoral. Like, so I'm not going to judge you for that.
Right.
But like, so yeah, I try to stay from it being like too serious, because then they'll gang up. It's almost like that. It's almost like gaslighting, where it's like you can't be right because this person's just like, you know what I mean?
It's like the reverse gaslighting,
right?
Where
So
you're being positive and having like moments where hopefully you can open their mind.
But like they'll gang up on you. They're like something like, how is a man and a man? It's like there's so many questions that you have the answers.
But will
for,
they come at you like that
so
hard with
many-
it too?
There have been, but it's like, so I was
Just
like,
regular
I take a
work,
step back.
just like
Yeah.
having a regular conversation.
Right.
They were like, well, how come?
I've never heard anybody be like, yo, after work we're going to go stomp some F words. Like,
No,
no,
but they were
like,
disagreeing. They
right.
were, yeah.
But there's different levels, just like homophobia, just like there's different levels of racism. Like,
Right,
you might
right.
not on the weekends go lynch somebody, but if you see somebody getting targeted for the color of their skin and you don't say
And you
anything,
don't-
that's
right.
still,
That's
you know what
just
I mean?
right.
So But yeah, we'll say really gay shit, like, and it's just fucking hilarious to me, man. And sometimes it'll even catch me off guard, like the dude I give a ride to, he'll say something, and I'll be like, "What, man? Like, what did
He'll say something.
Like, I'm like, what did you say?" Or like a guy that's on the belt that scans the shit before it gets on the roller. He'll look at you, and you'll look at him, and you go back, and you'll look back up, and he's still looking at you, and he'll just go, and I'm like, "What the fuck, bro?" 'Cause like, I just love it.
I would expect a fucking tongue flick. You fucking if a woman does a tongue flick at me,
I'm gonna be caught off guard.
I'm gonna be
I'm gonna
very
be like,
off
she is
guard.
way too aggressive.
What the fuck
My
is
dick
this?
don't like that. Like,
Just the fucking noise with it.
yeah, if a woman did that, I'd be freaked out. I'd be more freaked out if a woman did that than
People
a
are
dude.
freaks. I love
Because
people.
I feel like if a dude did it, he's joking. If a woman did that, I'm like, hide your dick,
If a
bro.
woman
She's
did,
gonna-
yeah, you better be
She is
careful.
on
man.
the hunt. She
she's
is
coming
not
for it.
playing. No matter what men say, ladies, we do not want you to just randomly flick your tongue.
I know.
We are
That's
going to
random
feel like
ass shit.
we are going to feel like a piece of meat, and nothing we're going to do is going to live up to whatever you expect us to do.
Whatever you're. That's the man version right there. It's like, I don't know if I can even stand up with this. Oh no, she's gonna be way more. She's probably got so much more experience than I can even
My
handle.
dick's not getting hard because I'm in this situation I wanted to be in. No. Like, this is a dream. This is the day I dreamed of. I dreamed of this moment, and you're not working because you fucking thought too much about it. Like,
You thought way too much
bro,
about
that's a
it.
real thing, ladies. That's a real thing. We are attracted to you. It's just that, wow, how did I get in this position?
Exactly.
But,
That's the thing. It's like, whoa, how did this? And then you're starting to, and then like they're just showing you those little freaky aspects of their personality, and you're like, wait, what? Where is this coming from? I wasn't. Now I'm feeling overwhelmed. Now I'm overwhelmed.
Like,
You got too much
like,
coming.
It's like there's this video, and there's like a guy, it's like a comedy video. I don't know why I did that in quotation marks, but
Because it wasn't really funny. But
it wasn't
was
but
comedy.
It was comedy. It wasn't like a real situation. So it's like the guy, he's like catcalling this woman. And so she's like, well, like he's driving and she's walking. He's like, whatever. She's like, whatever. And she gets in the car and she's like, all right, whip your dick out. Whip your dick out. He's like, whoa, what's like, that's like that. Like, no. like on a good day, I'm like, yeah, I'm talking shit. But if it's just unexpected, like, I'm like, whoa, like, no, my dick's not going to work. My dick's.
I wonder. Because now obviously she's trying to call him on his shit.
Right.
What
Which
if
was
he
the
won
purpose
up?
of the video.
Yeah, but what if one up? What if that one up happened? And it just
Did I imagine?
flop
did
that
I-
shit
hold
on
up.
out
Then I
there.
imagine in like 3 months they're getting married. Yo, they
probably
like,
haven't-
they found
found
their
each
soul.
other.
like, hey, like if this is real. Like,
wait,
hey,
you've been who I've been looking for this whole
right?
time.
Like, hey, sure, hey, yo, you look good in them pants or whatever. And she's like, whatever, man, whip your dick out. And you whip your dick out, and she's like, all right, let's go.
She's
and
gone.
You're like, you two are soulmates.
You're
Like,
soulmates.
somewhere along that line, typically, it's going to stop.
Mm-hmm.
It's either she's going to be like, yo, you're being weird, leave me alone, or she's going to ignore you. Whatever she feels is safest for her, which is fucking unfortunate. Or she's going to say, hey,
That's true,
whip
too.
whip your dick out. And you're going to be like, huh? What? like your voice is going to crack.
That
You're
would
gonna be
throw-
like,
yeah.
you're like, you want me to whip my
Yep.
dick out? Like, your shit's going to be like.
Just any woman that you don't know, even if you're not quite catcalling her and you're just
Right.
kind of flirting and you're just like
how
putting
you
things.
doing? Like you run up to a chick in the bar, you're like, hey, what you doing, my nigga? Can I buy you a drink? And she's like, no, take your dick out. You can be like, what? Like, no, like there are steps to this shit. I am not a whore. Let me buy you a drink.
I'm not
Shit.
a whore.
I mean, I do envy the dude that's just ready, like the fuck. But no, you put me on the spot like that.
And no, now I'm thinking
wanna
too much.
be a little bitch.
Now
like,
I'm in my head.
Yep.
And now I can't. I have to focus. Okay.
I dreamed of this
The
moment.
situation has to be right. Okay, and this is just not right for
the
me.
candles aren't lit right. And
No, I need better candles.
Like, yeah, like no, man. We're just that's me personally. Like I said, there might be that person that's just like ready for whatever, but
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm 32 now. I'm gonna need a little bit more than that. Like
A little bit more.
like,
a little bit more than
touch
that.
my ear or something.
I'm not just
Don't
ready.
Tell me to take my dick out.
You gotta turn this car on and let it idle a little
Right,
bit and
like,
get it warmed up
get it warm-
first. We gotta warm it up.
I feel bad for all the people watching this. They feel like they learned so much about my dick. Like I've known him for 20 years, and
I mean, this is SVR. This
right.
is Spitting Venom.
That
It's
is
called
very
Spitting
true.
Venom
That is
Radio,
true.
guys.
But
It's
like,
called Spitting Venom Radio.
But yeah, at work we just say some really fucking gay shit, man. Like the manager the one that was bringing dude like food and shit. He was like, yeah, man, he's talking about me. He was like, he's just a bobsexual, like, and I'm like, damn, that's like kind of like, I'm not even offended, but it's like
That's
Jesus.
pretty funny.
Because it's like again, I guess I was the originator. I was the OG of the gay shit.
Yeah.
So it's like nothing I say really confuses or scares or shocks anyone. So yeah, I'll just be saying gay shit. I don't give a fuck, man. I'm just pressing that gay agenda, bro. Like,
You've always done gay shit, though. Said gay shit, at least.
Well, thank you for correcting.
At least said gay shit.
You always did gay. We caught you behind the shed with like 3 dicks in your mouth. You've always done gay shit.
I never thought you were gay, but you always did gay
You
shit.
like,
you
bro,
know?
like I know you weren't gay because like I also saw you macking the honeys, but we've seen you gobble dicks up, bro. Like yeah, bro, you know, whatever. Sometimes I use whatever seasons in the kitchen, bro. Like, gotta get this food, bro. I just gotta.
Hey, man, whatever that seasoning's in there, I'm gonna take it. I'm not too
That was
picky.
a really weird way to work.
That was a weird one.
Like, I prefer Old Bay, but if I ain't got it, I'm gonna sprinkle some paprika on
Old
that
Gay?
shit. Oh.
I don't have Old Bay. Old Bay's not here. My Bay's not here. Old Bay.
Wow.
I'm gonna go with the Old Gay today.
Okay, something's wrong with you, bro.
I mean, you said the fucking spices and Old
I mean,
Bay.
I actually prefer Greek seasoning. That's the only thing I
Greek
use now.
seasoning.
But it's just fucking delicious.
I
Man.
don't think I've ever had Greek seasoning.
Oh,
That's
so
one that I'm
fucking
not
good,
familiar
man. I
with.
get that Cavender's just like in this little yellow.
I know that Italian Caesar.
Nah, fuck
that
that
mixture.
Bro. Fuck that. It's not the same. Like when I'm in my parents' house, like if I make my daughter oodles and noodles, and like I'll just give her the little normal packet, but like I feel like I need a little bit more. And like if I sprinkle Italian in it, I'm like, this is not the same, man.
So the oodles and noodles are ramen noodles, right?
Yes.
Where did the oodles and noodles come from?
I think
Because we called that down in Florida when we were little kids. We called them oodles and noodles, but they were always the ramen noodles.
Right. I mean, it's just ramen, just like there's your top ramen and your.
But was there a company called Oodles and Noodles and everybody calls it Oodles and Noodles, or is that one of those weird?
Could be wrong. That could just be like a Mandela effect.
Isn't
Honestly,
it?
I feel like it has to be.
It's
'cause that's
weird.
Just so random, like that you would call this oodles of noodles.
Oodles of noodles.
Oodles of noodles or oodles and noodles, because it's like obviously it sounds good.
It's right.
But is it really oodles of noodles? Is
It's
it enough
noodles.
to count as a oodle?
It's
like
I don't know.
Like how many Trulies
Right.
is a oodles of Truly?
Oodles of Trules.
Like how many count as a oodle? Like,
Right. I don't even know how many. What is oodle?
I'm
but you know what oodles are,
right? But
you know?
how many is an oodles?
How many? Let me see if there. I want to see if there's a oodles of a noodles company.
How many is an oodle, man? Like plural noun, a very great number or amount of something. There is super relaxing seating with safety belts for 4 people, 2 multi-position tables, and oodles of storage space.
What does oodles of noodles mean?
It's gotta be a brand, bro.
Oodles of something. When did oodles of noodles come out? 1971, instant ramen. It's been called ramen the whole time.
But I'm guessing it has to be a brand, bro. I'm gonna do an image search.
Exported from Japan, the Nissan Foods starting 1971.
Oh, it does say
Dup, bearing the name Oodles of
But
Noodles.
it does have the picture on that one. Did it say it? It says Oodles and Noodles right there in that corner. But all of them don't say it though.
No shit.
Like this one is chicken.
I didn't
and
even
it
know
doesn't
it
say
said
oodle. It just says the original top ramen chicken.
Right.
So maybe they don't say it now. But I'm imagining they said it back then.
Yeah, that was probably like their little marketing scheme back
And that's
then.
gotta be like it's gotta be like colloquialism. I feel like in 25 years, it's still not going to say it, but everybody's going to know it's oodles and noodles, except for
oodles and noodles.
people that call it ramen. Weirdos, they call it ramen.
I don't know. Yeah,
For us poor folks, it's oodles.
It's
of
oodles
noodles.
and noodles. That's what everybody
Oodles
knows.
and noodles. It's not even oodles of noodles. It's oodles and noodles.
Oodles and noodles. Yeah.
Which makes
That's what I always call it. Oodles and noodles.
Makes it so much worse.
It doesn't make any sense
I mean,
now.
there's also the
Like, what do you mean
noodles.
oodles and
what is
noodles?
the oodles
What
part?
is it oodles of now?
I get oodles of noodles.
Yeah.
But no one calls it that.
They call it
Like,
oodles and noodles because we did too. We called it oodles and noodles.
Oodles and noodles.
Where's the oodles and noodles? But when if you say it slow, it sounds weird. But if you say oodles and noodles,
No one's going to second guess
no,
it.
everybody knows what the fuck you're talking about.
Never called it that.
Yeah.
But if you called it that, no one's going to second guess it.
no, they know.
Like if I'm somewhere with people who regularly eat oodles and noodles, I'm not gonna stereotype anybody, but you know who they are.
Yep.
The less fortunate, like us. If I go and say, "Hey, bro, I'm really hungry. do you have any oodles of noodles? That person's probably gonna kick me out of their fucking
Yeah,
house,
they're gonna be
man.
like, no.
What the fuck is a oodles
No.
of noodles, bro?
And all you
Like-
see is all that chicken ramen up top.
But if I say, hey, bro, I'm hungry as shit, yo, can I get some oodles and noodles? I'm like, yeah, go ahead, help yourself.
Yeah, you got
like,
it.
you can't say oodles of noodles.
No.
That's, people gonna think you're a
No.
fucking robot.
They're gonna think like, oh, Mr. Proper. Oh, you're gonna say properly?
So for all the Russians trying to sneak into this country, it's oodles of noodles.
Of noodles.
So wait, it's oodles and noodles.
Oodles
my
and
bad.
noodles.
My bad.
Are you helping them or hurting them?
You're not, bro.
You want to help them or hurt them?
But hey, oh man, like yeah, it's just fucking oodles and noodles, man. So it's fucking a
I
weird
never-
word.
I
I'm gonna start
always-
just using the word oodles in my everyday life. now.
Yeah, oodles.
Oodles, man. Like, cause you know, like somebody be like, yo, man, we gotta like. There's different words for a lot. Like in California and shit, they be like, yo, it's a gang of whatever. Like, oh, we got a
Yeah,
gang of Truly.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
yo, we got oodles of Truly in this bitch, yo.
Oodles
Who
of
coming to the party?
Trules.
We got oodles of fucking
Oodles
booze.
of Trudels.
Like-
I love the fucking. What's something that would be? Because oodles of noodles, that's the best.
Right, Ron, you
You
got
can't beat.
3 pictures of boy cat in here. You know what you got? Oodles.
Oodles of
pictures
boy cat.
Boy cat.
Oodles of fucking boy cat pictures, and it's not enough.
It's never
need
enough.
more.
I feel jealous, man. I feel like I should get a picture of Goliath and the thing
Well, I
is,
did
these are
have it
gifts
where,
to
where
you,
I could
though,
put it
man.
on here, you know.
These are gifts to you, right?
Yeah, yep. That was the only. No, that one's. Yeah, they're all gifts actually. They're all gifts.
See, everybody
I
knows
never
you
bought it and made it. I
Everybody
did it
knows you
myself.
love them, man.
Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah, but that's just
Yeah.
that's.
That's.
I mean,
that
I
one
know,
right there,
I
dude.
know. Eventually, someone's gonna top that, but that's still great. Like, cause like that's normal. That's a picture of boy
The
cat.
selfie boy
It's
cat.
canvas. It looks like he's taking the selfie.
Yep.
And then this one, it looks like he sat there and someone drew him. Even
Right.
though it's based off a picture, but it really looks like he was.
Paint me like your
paint
French
me.
woman.
And then this was just throw a fucking military
one's just-
uniform on that motherfucker, bro. He really looks like because of the gray.
Yeah,
It looks like he
yeah.
served years, and he's like, I'm finally about to be retired, man. I just
duty.
fucking won this naval battle. I just freed the slaves, man.
Right.
This is it after me.
I'm good to
I'm gonna
go.
be on a $20 bill one day. or some shit.
people. I have freed my people.
That looks like
They
his
can live free.
fucking money portrait. Like, yo, this is the
Yes.
picture we're gonna put on the fucking money.
This is what they're gonna. This is my George Washington. You know, this is what they're gonna remember me as.
fucking great, man. I can't wait for the next evolution.
Dictator man cat. I think of him as a dictator because you know how dictators give themselves
I
all
would-
the
right.
military medals. You know.
I would love to see it. It's just like somebody takes a picture of Boy Cat, and they just paint a picture of him, and it's like he's in like an action sequence. Like they put Boy Cat in fucking Predator as Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, come on, guys, you guys are fans of this show. Fucking give us Boy Cat art, just random fucking Boy Cat art.
Random boy cat art because I know I got a couple of people in there that want to get boy cat shirts, but we got to get the right one for the shirt because I was thinking that would be cool, but then again, I don't know, man.
Bro,
it's hard to
out of
decide.
all of them, that's gonna get like if you're walking down the street and they be like, "Oh man, that's a cool shirt," because no one's gonna know
It's so
that's
random.
Boy Cat,
Right,
But they're gonna
right.
be like, "Yo, this motherfucker's cat
General
is
Cat.
in full military regalia. Like, the fuck's going on?" So if that was just on the shirt, you're getting questions.
People are gonna. That's noticeable,
compliments,
right?
Because like obviously there's those two are great, but like they're not shirt worthy.
Yeah.
That's fucking shirt.
And you know what? He has the digital copy of it too, so that might.
Yeah, that's the
work
front
out.
of the shirt. Back of the shirt, spin on video radio. Just real fucking something.
That's it.
Because
Yep.
like people will
That's
walk
it
past
right
you on the
there.
street, they'll see
You
it,
nailed it.
and then they're
That's
gonna
it.
turn around and see your shirt says spin on
Spinning
radio.
Venom Radio.
But yeah, you're gonna get hella
Comment,
comments on that
share.
on the shirt.
You damn right. That's a good idea.
Hell yeah.
I'm fucking doing that.
But yeah, he just looks so fucking.
We have
evil.
made the decision for the man cat pictures, guys, or the man cat shirt,
People
because
talk
that you're right, because that does definitely it just sticks out more.
Right, that's a conversation starter.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
if you invited someone here, they've never been here, they're gonna see that shit. And if they say, "Oh, what the fuck's up with that creepy cat on the wall?" Don't even fuck them. Like just tell them to leave. Just say, "Hey, you gotta go."
You don't understand. You don't belong here.
Right. You're not.
Because I'll get that sometimes on the streams as well, where we'll get like random people, jumping in and seeing the stream, and they'll be like, "Oh, what's up with the cat? What's up with the cat?" Oh, and then they start making gay jokes about the cat. We're like, yeah. Well, trolls, they always like the gay jokes, the gay or the tearing of anal crevices. That's what they really get into.
Pretty gay.
I think it's I think it's more like they're just trying to shock whoever and then get them to.
Let me
The
go
shocker.
back to the gay shit at work for a second.
One more gay shit at work.
And this is the best, bro. There's a dude there, the one who just had his birthday. I want to say his name so bad, but
I want to say his name.
all of us that work together in our little section, we all know what we do. And then it's like sometimes we'll need help, or it's like the people who have unloaded the trucks will come over there and help us do whatever. They have no clue. They're unsuspecting. he will just randomly just throw them into the fire. It'll be like, the other day, and I'm gonna say some language. I'm trying to repeat what he said verbatim. This is not meant to be offensive, but he was like, yo was sucking the tranny dick or whatever, right? That's what he said. And I know he's joking.
Random.
I know he's joking, but there's a person on the trailer, no clue what's going on. And he was like,
What the hell did he?
I'm literally, he just literally came with the trailer and was like, yo was sucking the tranny dick. And I'm like, yo, what? Yo, he was like, yeah, yo, it was my man, yo, he was sucking the tranny's dick. And I was like, oh. And the dude was like, well, the other random person that didn't know what was going on, he was like, well, was he sucking the tranny's dick? Where you getting his dick sucked? And then it's like, and in my mind, he was like, there's a difference. You're okay with one of them, but not the other. That's what I was thinking. But that's what I was thinking. But then I was like, yo, you saw him doing it, just like feeding into it, because I know the other dude has no clue.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, yo, I don't really know, bro. I just know he was talking about trans. He was sucking dick. I don't know who was sucking whose dick, and the dude is just getting confused, and I'm fucking just trying to hold back laughter.
He has no idea what the hell's going on.
And then, like, I'm thinking he's talking about one of the other folks, and he was like, yeah, yo, Bob, why are you sucking that tranny dick? I was like, yo, I wasn't expecting that one, yo. I didn't know you were fucking pointing it at me. But it's still, like, somebody will come and be like, yo, we gonna get him. Like, he just say random shit to people that don't expect it. Yeah. And that makes it so much better. Like,
that does make it better.
Mainly say it.
That does make it better.
To the circle.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
and if someone's around and they hear it, it's not directed at them, but he will direct it at other people, and that makes it so much fun.
But seeing their reaction,
he was like, "Yo, what, man?" Like, but yeah, work is fucking. These are good people. My hours suck, kind of, but I love the job.
Is it still the nighttime stuff?
It is,
because it's not quite seasonal anymore, right? Like,
no, it's not seasonal. So we're not going in
crazy...
as early. But I feel like we're going in later and we're still getting the same amount of work done. So it's like the drivers that take the package trucks, they got to be out of there by like 8:30, 9 o'clock. So if we're coming in at 3:30, that gives us 5 hours. Whereas before, I felt like we had the same amount of work, but we were coming in at 12:30,
right,
1 o'clock, shit like that. So I feel like we're doing the same amount of work in less hours, and it's just stressful. And I don't understand why can't we come in at 12:30 and leave at 5:30? You know what I mean? Like that way. We're not rushing at the end when the drivers need to get out of there.
Right.
But it is what it is.
No shit.
Like, I remember, I think it was after Christmas, because Christmas weekend and New Year's Eve weekend had, like, 3-day weekends. And so we were off Christmas the day after, and then the next day was a Sunday, I think. So we had that Sunday off. And it was like when we came back that Monday, it was so much fucking work. But we came in later than we would have, but we still knocked that shit out. And I remember there was one day they were like, "Oh, we're only gonna have 30-something pieces," which right there does not sound right, because we're dealing with shit usually in like 2,500 range or 3,400 range. So it's like, yeah, it's only gonna have 20-something pieces or 30-something pieces, and all the package.
That sounds very wrong.
I mean, and that's coming to my end. Like the package trucks might have been different,
right?
But then she was like, "Who wants to go home?" Like, because as soon as the shift starts, and some people were like, "Yeah, I'll leave," or whatever.
No,
bro, those 25 pieces or whatever never fucking came, bro. That shit was like 34 fucking hundred, and like we're short staffed at this point, and we still knocked the shit out.
And you got it
right, and it's like we just worked way too fucking hard. Like, it would have been easy if we wouldn't send people home, but somehow your fucking numbers got. Like, you should have known that it makes no fucking sense, man. And that's not a realistic
26.
thing.
Yeah, that's a huge difference.
And not 2,600. Actually, 26 pieces.
Just 26 pieces. That's a giant. That's such a difference, man.
I hate when they do it. Like today, the day it was normal pace at first, then it got really slow. But we still had like 2 or 3 trucks we were waiting to get unloaded. And one of my supervisors was like, "Who wants to go?" And like normally I'm like the last person to leave. But today I would have left, but I also got 2 other people to think about that I give rides to. So I don't want to fuck anybody else's money up.
Right.
So we're the 3, like, usually the last one to leave. Like, when they tell people to go home, it's not us. Because they know, me and the dude that works right along with me, we knock it out. The girl doesn't work alongside us, but they let her stay. Yeah. Like, sometimes she clocks out before if her work's done, and sometimes she'll come out and help us, but we're the last 3 to leave normally. But, like, I was thinking, like, I wouldn't mind leaving right now. But then, like, this young dude who's actually not even working with us, he's works in another place. He just comes in late. If somebody comes in late, you get moved around. And he was like, shit, I'll go. So he sent them home. And eventually the fucking work just showed up. And it's like, we got the drivers that coming in early. Like when they get approved for like that overtime, they'll come in early. They're loading up carts or loading up the trailers.
Right.
But if they're not there, we're fucked, you know? Like they're not there, we're missing people. You sent 2 of our people to unload. You just sent this guy home. If these fucking drivers weren't here, we'd be fucking fucked.
Right.
And I took an edible this morning, so I was at work feeling like I wasn't
done.
doing shit.
You were
like
done.
I was, but I feel like I was doing way more talking. Like normally if I'm outside, I'm good, but I just felt like I was making bad decisions. Like I felt like I was putting heavy boxes on light boxes. That's like I was not in my right state. I will never do it again. Like it was fun, but I felt like I wasn't doing a good job. No one was saying anything.
But even then, later on, nobody came back or anything. Nobody knew.
But I think
clue.
that's the paranoia, which I never get paranoid. Like that was the first time I've ever been paranoid.
Yeah. That makes sense though. That's kind of part of that, especially whenever you get into a point where you're at work and you know that like you're in a situation where people could, people could potentially notice, but then like you might be overanalyzing a little bit because you probably ain't. It's probably more in your head than it because you're experiencing and feeling so much more. You know.
Well, the guy I give a ride to, he was like, yo, why are you smiling? I'm like, yo, I'm always smiling. He's like, nah, bro, you won't stop fucking grinning. I'm like, yeah, you already know why. Like, I gave you the fucking edible, too. Like
oh, what the fuck's he asking for?
But these motherfuckers, bro, they go in there. Some people be drinking. Like, one of my coworkers.
At work?
Yes. Bro, they don't give a fuck what they do. Yeah. Like, he had a bottle.
Old school
he was like,
shit
has anybody
too,
seen my water? And I was like, yo, bro, grab the case of water from the front. It's over there. He was like, no, this is special water. And I was like, what? He was like, yeah, this is special water. It was in a bottle. I was like, what the bottle look like? And he was like, yeah, I brought it from like Sam's Club. Or it was like, he was like, I got replicas, but they're just regular water. I was like, well, show it to me. And he was like, he showed it to me. I was like, oh, I know where your water is, man. But at this point, it was under a pile of shit. Like I saw it before that pile of shit developed.
Right.
I just thought it was like a half drinking bottle of water.
Right, it was whatever.
So and it wasn't mine. I didn't think about it. And he was like, sure enough, because he was like, I'll give $2 to anybody who can find my water. And like when he showed me that bottle, I was like, oh, I know where your water is, bro. And he cashed out me my fucking $2, bro.
Did he really? What'd you get with the $2? You got you a water?
I actually owed the guy that I give a ride to. I owed him $4 because he went to the vending machine for me one day. I didn't have my wallet, so I had to cash out him the money.
Nice.
But fuck yeah, bro. That shit's funny. Motherfuckers come in there fucking zooted, bro. They don't give a fuck. Like the older guy, he'll say he's tired.
He's drinking.
Whatever. It might not be drinking. I think it's drugs with him, but it's like
something.
how?
Right. It's something.
Right. Like I'm not gonna. It wasn't the first time I took an edible at work. Like.
I mean, you shouldn't be quite. You probably shouldn't be so worried if you got all these other characters.
But to me, I was like, how do y'all do it? And like I was like, I could never do it, but I did it one day. And like, cause the girl I give a ride to, she gave me some cookies. She gave me 3 cookies. I ate half of it because I didn't know like the potency.
Right.
And I gave the other half to the guy I ride with. And we were sweating. Like because like you would think it would slow you down. No, we did not stop moving
at all.
We were like, yo, what was in that? That was not fucking marijuana. Like, what was in that shit? Because we're sweat. Like, I wear a shirt and then I have like 3 jackets.
Right.
And like normally I'll take 2 jackets off and I'll just have like this one pullover. And like I even took that off and I think I had a short sleeve shirt on that day. And I'm outside in winter weather, and I'm sweating my ass off and just working. And like that feeling's good. Like just give me a car, I'm gonna load that bitch up. Like I just didn't want to. Today it was like Tetris to me, and it was like I suck at Tetris. It was just
too much thinking.
And I'm sucking at this. Like, so it's like I don't mind. Like sometimes if I do an edible too frequently, it doesn't have an effect the second time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that's another reason why I didn't like smoking, because I didn't smoke. I never smoked a whole lot, so I felt like I never got high. But edibles work, bro.
You were good with the edibles.
Bro, I threw all my drugs away the other day, like 2 weeks ago by accident, bro.
Oh, I was about to say, would you throw it in the toilet?
I threw all of them. No,
I was
like, I'm going to be clean from now on. Like,
I got to throw this away.
Bro. Like the day I was watching,
weed, Bob.
I was watching Harold and Kumar, and I fucking took an edible.
Cat, the first one?
Yes. I had 3 edibles left, 3 gummy edibles left. I took one. And I had 2 more in the Ziploc bag. And sorry, y'all, I'm not a fucking junkie or nothing, but I had 2 gummies left, 2 Adderalls, and I had 2 muscle relaxers, all in this little Ziploc bag.
You better fucking be careful.
All in this little Ziploc bag, right? And I'm not gonna lie, my room was like a little cluttered. Like there was like trash in my room. So I went to clean the
Fucking drug
trash
addict,
up.
Bob.
Like I was gonna clean the trash up. I threw everything away, and then like the next day I was like, yo, I'm ready for an edible or what? No, I wanted the muscle relax, the muscle relax because my fucking back was killing me. And I know where I could get more, but I had some, so I didn't want to not use it. And I'm like, where's that fucking bag at? Like, where's that fucking? Is it like, did I throw that shit away, man? And more than the edibles, and more than the fucking muscle relaxer, I was mad that I threw that fucking Adderall away, bro. And I wasn't even using it, but it's like now I can't use it. Like I paid for that, and now I can't fucking use it. It's gone. But like, yeah. Unless the shit went under the bed somewhere, I threw that shit away, bro. And that. But I've since recouped my edibles.
Right.
Like I got some brownies and I got some
careful,
Laffy Taffy.
especially when you're cleaning. The Laffy Taffy sounds interesting to me.
But all right, I asked bro, I was like, what flavor is it? Because he said it was 50 milligrams and he sold it to me for 10. He was going to sell it to me for 15 before, but he sold it to me for 10. I was like, well, what flavor is it? He was like, it doesn't have a flavor. It's going to taste like weed. And I was like, oh shit. And I was like, oh fuck.
Wait, what? wait.
It's
They
strong.
can't throw no fucking cherry in that shit.
I don't fucking know, bro, but it's supposed to be
Because
strong.
no matter what, it's already going to taste like weed.
Right. Yeah, and it's like people are like it's not supposed to taste like. Oh, nigga, I taste that shit.
You
Every
taste
fucking
it.
time. It's brownie, cookie.
Yeah,
Other
I always
than
taste
the gummies.
Yeah.
But that came from the dispensary. It wasn't like somebody made it, so
That
I
was
didn't
legit
taste that.
made.
But yeah, if it's something somebody made, I can smell it usually. Actually, my sister gets me some brownies that
You can't tell?
usually can't.
Really?
They work. They work like a motherfucker. But bro, like, all right, so Christmas Eve, I knew I had like 4 days off or whatever. And I worked that morning. I didn't get home until like 6:30 at night.
Right.
Cause like I did something with my ex. I did something I picked my coworker up. I was with my kids, and I did some just general shit. Like I wanted to take care of some shit. I knew I was gonna be in the house for the weekend, so I was just trying to chill. So when I finally got home, I took the gummy, and I was just watching like one of my favorite YouTubers, dude called Prim's Hood Cinema. Shout out to this dude, he's from Baltimore, and he's like fucking hilarious. Like he'll just watch a movie and like critique it, and it's just fucking funny, man.
I was going to ask you if you wanted to do some movies like that with me.
I would do
some
that
horror.
shit.
I was thinking like we could just start with like Evil Dead.
I would do that
like
shit.
the Evil Dead trilogy. Like we'll do one, and then we'll just make it a point. You watched the movie, I watched the movie, and then we just come in and whatever.
Right.
We'll do like an hour, 2 hours on just that movie. And just
do
be
it.
like, the little pieces, like, because that's stuff that we grew up on and shit,
Right.
you know?
I love Army of the Dead. Mm-hmm. That's the one that sticks out in my mind the most. But I've seen all three of them.
Yeah, that's like the most fun one right
Never
there.
seen Ash versus Evil Dead. I've never seen.
I haven't seen that
television
either.
show.
Yep. Oh, maybe we can do that too. There's little things, because I'm trying to just think of like ideas for the streams and
Right.
stuff. And those little things, people love whenever you talk about movies that they've seen or
Right.
TV shows and stuff because they want to hear like either an opinion similar to theirs or whatever.
Right.
You know.
I like if I watch a movie, I don't watch movie reviews now, but if I watch a movie, I do have like a few movie review channels on YouTube that I like to watch. I'll see if they've covered it, and when like their opinion isn't the same as mine, I'm like genuinely caught. I'm like, damn, I really like that movie, and this person
They don't like
didn't like, and that's fine. But I do like to watch it. I'm not the person that looks at reviews beforehand.
No,
Like,
I
even
don't
though they're
either.
not going to have spoilers, I just genuinely don't care about.
Yeah,
the
I
opinion
like
before
if I'm going to see it, I already kind of want to see it.
But if I watch something, I then care about how
You
want
wanna
to
see what other people think. Yeah.
because if I
Yeah.
I'll keep playlists on the IMDb app. It's like every movie I watch, I'll add it to the playlist. Like the movies I watched last year is on the playlist for 2020. The movies I watched this year, and it's like I watch it, and whatever I feel about it, then obviously you add it to the list, and you can see what it's rated on IMDb.
Right.
And sometimes I agree, sometimes I disagree, and it's like it's just fun for me. But I don't care about your review until after I've seen it.
No.
Like it's just that's how it is. Like I don't know. I can't describe it.
That's just part of it. That's just how it is.
Because if your review is different, like if I really like something, and then you go on the bash, and I'm like, oh damn.
Yeah,
Like,
it
shit.
ruins it for me.
It doesn't ruin it, but it catches
the movie,
me off guard.
But it
Right.
makes me it ruins you for me
Right.
for this specific moment. 'Cause
Right.
I'm like, I thought we were.
But I do like it.
thought we
when-
were on the same page.
But I do
man.
like it when it's a difference. Because like, I'll be the first person to tell you, I like a lot of cheesy movies. I like bad movies. I like good movies, but I do like an occasionally terrible movie for whatever reason. Whether like the cinematography's weird or the dialogue is choppy. I just like to see people's vision. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's kind of like when wrestlers watch like really bad wrestling, and they just like I don't know why. I never really got into it, but I know that there's a lot of pro wrestlers who get into watching really bad wrestling. And I don't know if they're looking at it from like, oh, I'm better than this, so let's watch this and make fun of it.
Right.
Or if they're like truly entertained. They're like, oh my God, can you believe that they think that this?
I feel like in that case, and it could be it could be either of those things, but it could also be like what not to do. If that makes sense.
That I think that might be more like that.
I mean, I definitely feel like there are people that's like, oh, look at this fucking fuck. Why is he doing this? There's either A, no psychology in it, or B, that's just a dumb move, or
right.
How did you botch that?
Right,
Shit like that.
right.
But there's at the same time, I feel like it's also what not to do. Or when I watch movies, because I would like to make movies, I would never want to be a filmmaker, but I would like to make movies, if that makes sense.
What do you mean by that, though?
I feel like if you're a filmmaker, you're good at it. I just want to go. I had a vision.
You just want to make movies.
I had a vision.
I just want to make movies.
I made it with what I could make it with. Like,
yeah.
These are the actors I found on Craigslist. None of them are good, but fuck it. And my camera is shaky. Why is the lighting like that? Who even wrote this dialogue? But that was my fucking vision. You know,
reading the reviews will probably be.
You are not going to ever call me the Martin Scorsese of Baltimore. I am not him. You're going to be like, he is the U-Bowl of Baltimore.
Right. Is that Adam Sandler of Baltimore?
No, bro. I have so much respect for Adam Sandler since this quarantine.
That'd be the shit.
But even before that,
I
was so critical.
I grew up on all Adam's.
I was
Sandler
so
stuff.
critical. Like
I spent after growing up on him, I spent like a little bit of time hating
right.
Adam Sandler because the formula. He's got the Adam Sandler formula. But you gotta respect
bro,
and
like
appreciate
Big
it,
Daddy.
Yeah,
classic.
Yeah.
I don't really remember Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, but I've seen him. I didn't dislike him.
Did you like
Waterboy? Fucking classic.
Yeah.
Those two right there were enough to be like, this dude's funny. And then I thought he was funny on SNL. But then he was so many movies that was like, this doesn't seem interesting or this isn't good. And like there was a period. Like I feel like I didn't watch Adam Sandler's movies as an adult until like 2019, 2018. Because then he started having a whole lot of Netflix stuff like Sandy Wexler or the movie where his daughter's getting married to Chris Rock's daughter. I can't think of that.
I know what you're talking about.
But
though.
I enjoyed both of those, and it's another one that he did. I enjoyed. But then like last year I watched Hubie Halloween. I was like, this is not bad. And then I watched.
What's that? Is that an Adam Sandler movie?
Yeah, it just came out around Halloween time last year.
Okay.
He does that stupid voice that he always fucking does, but I'm like, I like this movie. And then I watched Little Nicky for the first time. Obviously, that movie's 20 years old.
Yeah,
and
did
I
you
was
like it?
This is actually entertaining.
I haven't seen it in 20 years.
I was entertained. I was like, this ain't bad.
Is it worth going back to?
It's worth going back to.
I'm gonna go back. I gotta go back to it now.
I haven't seen Hidden Gems, which is supposed to be more serious.
I heard that was good.
But like I feel bad for having ever critiqued Adam Sandler.
How you feel about Anger Management?
I never saw it. I never saw it. I saw literally. I think the only Adam Sandler movie I saw as an adult was I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry or whatever, which I don't really remember.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, I just thought he was just dumb. I didn't want to see 50 First Dates. I didn't want to see. I didn't want to see any of that.
Dates,
and
man.
I feel bad because I didn't see these things. It's just that Adam Sandler to me was just hack at that point.
He had.
But I feel like if I go back, I'm gonna become the biggest fucking Adam Sandler fan
Yeah,
in the world.
because he had the stigma that what's his name has. He's like the black version of Adam Sandler. He did the Big Mama type movies.
Oh, Martin?
Not Martin. No, not Martin. No, but he does the Big Mama type movies. Not Big Mama, but Big Mama type movies. Medea.
Oh,
Medea.
I'm about to call him Adam Sandler. Tyler Perry?
Tyler Perry.
I mean,
because Tyler Perry but he has the reputation where people are like, oh, another Medea movie.
All right,
Medea.
so yeah, I get that because obviously two different. This is not a knock on either of them. Two different types of talents. I don't want to say two different talent levels, but I get it. Like Tyler Perry apparently does all his own writing, and he produces a lot of stuff, whether it's films,
he has his own
television, plays. So I could get it if you're doing all your own writing. It can seem derivative. It can seem like you're doing the same thing over and over and over. It's the same plot. Don't trust light-skinned people. people
Is
are
that what
going
it
to
is?
have bad
I gotta ask
wigs,
my mom. My
shit
mom
likes that.
has watched every. She loves.
I'm not a
Tyler
Tyler. I'm not a Tyler Perry.
My
person.
mom loves.
I saw
she
one movie
fucking
when I was
loves
like a
Tyler
senior in
Perry.
high school. I think it was Diary of a Mad Black Woman. I think.
Yeah.
Like
Wasn't that like the first? Like one of the
I think so.
ones that like.
I think
set
it was a
off?
play, but I saw the movie. But I do think it was one of his first movies. But
shit. Was it about Medea though?
no. This is more serious.
Okay.
So yeah,
okay.
not all this stuff is comedy. Like last year, beginning of last year, he released a movie called A Fall from Grace, and I would have never saw it because it was Tyler Perry. Same
Right.
thing. It's
Well, he
got
has
that
his-
label.
Yeah.
And only thing of his before that I really liked. I liked watching House of Pain. Not saying it was great, but it made me laugh.
That's a funny. That's a show, right?
Yeah.
I remember seeing like bits and pieces.
And
of
it's
that
not
one.
like Medea's not on it. It's just
just a show.
it's comedy, but it's not him down your throat.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
But A Fall from Grace, everybody was on Netflix, and this was before pandemic. So everybody's on Netflix just making like memes of this shit. And I was like, I'm gonna watch it. And I watched it. He's in it, not as Medea, just he's playing a character in it.
Right.
And I was entertained. I actually watched it again the other day just because I did want to see the scene where the main meme was from. So I did watch the movie just for that fucking scene.
Was
but
the
like
scene
I
good,
still
though?
it's hilarious. It's
It sticks
fucking-
out.
Yeah, but the movie I still genuinely like the movie. I'm not ready as much how I jumped on the Adam Sandler thing. Oh, I watch Adam Sandler movies now. I'm not ready to say bring me the fucking Medea, give me the Tyler Perry.
Yeah. I was
Like-
just using him as an example.
like
'cause-
Jimmy loves that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like-
That's the thing though. He connects with certain people. Because my
Right.
mom she loves Adam Sandler too.
Okay.
But I like that Adam Sandler and Tyler Perry, different talents, different things. But they also have production companies.
Right, it's the
They also have-
that's the
yeah.
creativity for me.
Yeah, and they have stigmas with them, but it's not bad shit. And at a certain point, when you want to look at like success and all these types of things, they got their own
Yeah, so
companies.
it's like
they
even if
hire
somebody-
a lot of people to do that work.
Even if
and-
somebody sucks, they're successful.
yeah,
Like
it's
I
fucking
said, I wanted to
phenomenal.
be the Baltimore U Boyle.
Yeah.
U Boyle might have a stigma to his name. He
But-
might make some really shitty video game adaptation movies, but he's got his money.
Right,
Like
right.
somebody keeps giving him money to make these.
There's some people. There's a market for it. There's
Right.
people that do like it.
Right, and that's fine. I mean, I don't want anybody to ever see something I made. Like when I come to writing, whenever I make a book, I want people to be like, "Oh, this is good shit." But if I make a movie, I don't ever want.
Why don't you care about the movie?
I don't, because that's just something I want to do. Like I don't ever want it to be like, "Yo, this shit got Sundance Film Festival."
We're gonna start
This
SVR
motherfucker-
films just for this shit.
motherfucker's getting an Oscar. I
As-
don't want none of that shit. I just want to say I did it, and I did it my way.
as
Like,
soon as we get our first ghost hunt out of the way, we're gonna be doing that SVR movie.
Hey, man.
And Bob Holly was the director, the star, the
I don't
producer.
necessarily want to be in front of the camera. Though. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll
I mean,
find
I'm
some
not
actors.
opposed to acting, but I feel like if I was a legit actor, like Jai Cole, like
Yeah,
how
yeah.
he participates in movies,
Mhm.
I feel like I'm not gonna remember any fucking parts of the script, like any of the
yeah,
dialogue.
yeah.
Like I remember, like, oh, I'm supposed to be in this scene, we're shooting in this, or we're doing, but I feel like, okay, your line, I'm like, nah, I don't remember my line,
I don't
and I could be
remember.
just beating myself up.
Yep.
Because I've seen people act. I saw one of my former coworkers, her son. He did a play. This was years ago, and he did a really good job. It was like it was Into the Woods. Have you ever heard of that? Like I didn't know it was such a big thing. I knew it was a movie that was relatively new, but I didn't know that was an actual thing before that.
Yeah, it was
Like,
based off a book.
I don't know. I just know it was bigger than it was something before.
There
it
was
a
something
movie.
more to it. Yeah,
just like
yeah.
when people were like, "Oh man, I love Hunger Games." I'm like, "How do you love Hunger Games? The movie just isn't even out yet." I
Book.
didn't know it was a
yeah.
book. You know
Yeah,
what I
I
mean?
got you.
But I think everybody that did that play, they did a wonderful job because there were people doing multiple roles, and so it was like, yo, I personally know you, and I'm seeing you, and I'm like, bro, this is
That's
amazing.
pretty cool.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So just like when watch you guys wrestle, it's like, yeah, I know this person.
Yeah.
This is their craft. And this is the first time I'm seeing it. I'm like, the fact that you're doing it, something that you love, and then obviously if you keep doing it and you're good at it, or you get better at it, that's even better. So it's just like, I don't know. I never had that confidence when it came to like acting. I don't know if I could do it. Like not like the stage right part, but I just feel like I wouldn't remember my
The
fucking
actual
line.
ability. You want it to be good, and you don't think that you'd be able
Right,
to live up to
right.
what
Now-
your standards of it.
Right, and like if you're doing different aspects of it, like yeah, I wrote this. I wrote this screenplay or this script. I might not be able to direct it because I don't understand all that shit, but at least I wrote it. You know what I mean? Or get it adapted, shit like that.
Right.
So different shit. But I do want to get into the adult film industry, but the same thing. I don't want to be in porn. I just want to produce
just
porn.
wanna produce it.
Like I want.
But what's your niche?
No
What's
niche.
your niche for both? No niche for either?
niche. I like when it comes to porn. You're gonna tell I'm a lot more passionate about this, folks. When it comes to that, I just want shit that maybe people never thought of. Like this is an interesting visual. Like this might not be my kink. It might not be what I type into X videos.
But it's something
But it's
that
like
I haven't seen.
this caught my you go on the X videos page. It's probably all porn sites, but I use X videos, so maybe they'll give us a sponsorship in the future. But
we'll take any type of
when
sponsorship.
you go
guys.
to it, like there's a thumbnail, there's a screenshot of the video, and whatever. I just want somebody to see my shit and be like, I don't know what's going on right in this. Like the title's not telling me enough, but like that's an interesting visual, and I'm gonna watch. I just want interesting visuals, man.
Yeah.
I want to fucking blow your mind with porn, bro.
Yeah.
But like if I was to make an actual movie, I wouldn't care as much as I did if I was making porn. I don't know. I know it's weird.
So you'd have more artistic effort going into the porn.
I would care about the quality so much more. I feel like I would put the same artistic effort into it. But like again, if I was making like a normal movie that you could watch any day of the week with your kids, might walk into the room or some shit, you're gonna be like, yo, this fucking acting is choppy. This dialogue is hammy.
Right.
The lighting's horrible. Like I wouldn't mind. I just wouldn't give a fuck. But if I was making porn, I want the lighting to be perfect. I'm gonna be there when I'm casting either, but I'm gonna care more for the porn. I just would. I don't give a fuck. I just would.
It's just where your interests are.
Right. I want to do porn. Like I want to produce it. Like I'm thinking about making OnlyFans, and I'm not gonna be in any videos. But it's like,
You're just gonna try to hire some
I'm
talent.
gonna give you good talent, right? You would be like, yeah, that video. I gotta subscribe to this motherfucker's OnlyFans for only $2.99 a month, bro. Like,
That ain't bad. That ain't bad.
Bro, like-
I have a couple of friends who like buy people's OnlyFans and stuff. That's becoming a big thing.
it is like I'm a little disappointed. Like I'm not gonna buy everybody's OnlyFans. Like it's just not. It's not enough money in the world.
Yeah.
And
That's
there's
true.
a lot of free entertainment out there. But I would like to support people I know.
Yeah.
But like, you ever just go on a person's OnlyFans and you're like, you want $19.99 a month? And I'm not saying you're not worth it, but it's like X, Y, and Z down the street. They only want $3.99 a month. I'm not giving either of you my money because I don't have it.
Right.
But it's like, Jesus, you really think your content's worth $20? And I'm not saying it's not. I have no clue.
Right.
This is behind the paywall.
Hey, man,
But
you got some people
shit,
paying.
that's expensive. But like, and if you're making that money, excuse me, if you have like the following, oh man, I'm never gonna knock somebody for that. Like that's a hustle.
That's a hustle.
And
yeah.
I wish
That's a
I
hustle
could get
just as
into
much.
it. And for those who can, those who not only have the savvy to do it or the ability, but the willingness to do it. Because that's like, this is 2021. I don't ever think people are ever going to stop being judgmental about certain shit.
Right.
People are always going to look down for women. More so women. Obviously, men sell sex as well.
Right.
But people are always going to look down on women for that. And I don't know why. Everybody likes sex. So why is it wrong if this person capitalizes on it?
Right.
Like, apparently, that's like the oldest profession.
Right.
Is actual prostitution. And this isn't even prostitution. This person could be in these videos by themselves or with their spouse. It could one other person. Or they could be in the video with multiple people. I don't give a fuck, but it's not prostitution.
Right.
And even if it was, like, I don't give a fuck. If you want to sell yourself to other people, and it's your choice.
If it's a mutually agreed,
right, it's your choice.
deal,
It's like, as long
that's
as you're
y'all.
not a slave to
Yep.
it,
Yeah.
like that. Obviously, that's wrong. But if
Right.
you say, "Hey, I gotta pay my college tuition or whatever," I think it's shitty that is how you have to do it.
Right.
But if that's how you choose to do it, no, I'm not mad at you.
Then
for
no,
that.
you shouldn't judge them for being able to, for having the ability to pay their
Right.
bills.
The ability to do it.
Yep.
Like,
Yep. Lucky enough to do that. So hey, no shame in the game at that point.
right.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta pay.
You-
Like,
you
if
know?
you strip, you gotta pay these bills.
Yep.
If you sell weed, you gotta pay these bills.
You gotta pay your bills. Either way, you gotta pay your bills. You know.
Like, I'm gonna judge you if you sell meth.
Right.
But if you're selling pot, man, It's just a little ass weed,
It's
yo.
not that big. It's
If
legal
you,
now anyway.
if you selling Adderall, hey man, I'm not gonna judge you for
You're
that.
helping all those college students.
Nobody's taking Adderall going up and robbing banks or
I
shooting
bet you
up-
there's
know what I mean?
there's some top performing guys out
There's-
there who's like,
There's a
I'm
motherfucker right now
I'm
keeping
getting
your
ready."
iPhone working.
Yeah.
Like,
But he has to snort it. He has to snort that.
Right, he's done Adderall so much. He's just bip. Like he's crying. Like he can't just ingest it in his throat no
Right,
more.
right.
He's gotta he is sitting at his cubicle.
gotta hit my brain.
He is in his cubicle with his spoon going.
Yep.
Let's do this shit, bro. Like he is doing it for 24 hours. But hey, you gonna get your new iPhone next year.
You got
It's
it.
because of his brain, bro.
Yep.
Like certain drugs, I'm all for you selling them.
Yep. But that's like anything,
You
if
know,
it's got some type of utility to it.
you know what I learned relatively recently?
What's that?
Americans are alcoholics. Like, and they've
Yeah.
always been alcoholics.
Oh yeah.
Like, cause you hear all these stereotypes about the Irish, and you hear all these people in other countries like, oh, we can drink our beer and like and shit, and they might. But then I learned like Americans really have an issue with alcohol. Like,
There's a lot of
dating back
out
to
there.
before Prohibition.
Yeah.
And it was like, I watched like this animated video about like basically what it was, and you learned a lot like the dude that got it like through legislation and all that shit.
Yeah.
How he manipulated people. Like he would get like a person to stand there basically to be his model for this shit, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna build you up to this crowd, and then this crowd I'm gonna tear you down.
They're gonna
and
hate
like
you.
two different and like
Yep.
the two different crowds, and it's like this motherfucker's smart.
That's brilliant.
And like you find out like how women were like, our husbands are just always fucking drunk, and like they had their first movement and it just wasn't as successful.
Yeah.
But like people piggyback off of shit.
Yeah.
Like, cause everything might not be successful, but you have people that
That are gonna
see
right.
what works and what didn't. And,
And they're gonna take it and they're gonna continue on too.
but like, yeah, I just didn't know that Americans just loved booze, like to the
That's
point
a
where,
big thing.
like, right, like it was a huge, and it still is, but like, shit, I just didn't know. Like, obviously, you think, okay, there's a lot of drinking, especially when you're young. Obviously, there are people who are alcoholics. Obviously, there are people who aren't alcoholics, but they have a drink every night, just
Right.
one drink. You know what I mean? But I didn't realize we consumed
That.
so fucking much.
That's a
bro.
lot. It's
Like,
a lot.
And you got to think this was almost 100 years ago. So.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. It's
probably always-
traveling to Russia as part of Napoleon's army, and on their way up, all he talks about is like how much fun they had going from town to town, and they'd be like, oh, we're on our way up, and most of the towns were nice to them, so like they would come in, hang out, meet some women, and have some wine, and they'd be drunk on their way up. Before they're about to freeze to death and die at war. But on their way up, they're partying, they're having a blast, they're marching, they're having their wine, and like they'd make sure each time they'd stop by a different town, they'd refill their flasks because they'd always have their alcohol, and it would keep them warm too. Apparently, I guess alcohol raise your
It's actually the opposite. Like you feel warmer. Don't get me wrong. Like I know when I'm drunk. I know when I'm drunk because I'm like, damn, it's hot as shit in here.
Yeah.
But you're actually not. You're losing heat.
That's
and,
so crazy.
But you do definitely.
But you feel like
warmer.
you're right.
Yeah.
Right. That's yeah.
But
that's
yeah,
what
I mean,
crazy, the whole
I also
drinking
feel
thing.
like that's just another way that the modern military has developed. Because obviously soldiers are going to drink, whether they're at war or
Right,
just
right.
stationed on a base. People like to drink.
Right.
It loosens you up. You have a good time. Sometimes you make bad decisions. Sometimes you just have a good time. But it's like, I don't imagine our soldiers, wherever they are in the world right now, like the ones that are actively battling something,
Right.
like some insurgency in some other country we're helping out, because I don't think we're at any war right now. But they're not getting loaded before they go into,
Right,
they're
right,
not,
right,
they're not
right.
walking up to the Afghanistan's. That's not a fucking word. The Afghans.
How many
Afghanis?
countries? I think Afghanis or Afghans.
But they're not going up to them knocking back bourbons before them. They're going into a focus.
Right. Professional.
Right. And you always see it in the movies, like, if we're attacking, we're attacking people in the Middle East. That's what we're attacking. It used to be the Russians, and now it's people in the Middle
Right.
East. But, like, those people in the Middle East, they're kicking around. They're sitting around. They're having a beer or whatever. They're not focused. And then the American, this fucking SEAL team or whatever comes in, they're fucking hyper-focused, and they get the job done. And I imagine it's like that in real life. Either I would hope both sides are a little bit more serious. But, yeah, back in fucking when the Vikings were going around, the Vikings were probably
They
getting
were probably
fucking
drunk
loaded.
as shit going.
Like the Civil War.
Yeah,
just
no, they
boiled
were
down
all
to
wasted.
who was sober enough.
Right.
So, like, I imagine both sides was just like, hey man, where's my ration of whiskey at, man?
Where's
Like,
my rest of the whiskey?
you know what I mean? Like,
How am I supposed to get through this winter?
this is fucking crazy. So yeah, I imagine that's one way how we've just developed and how we're even better at things now because we aren't going into war fucking wasted.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, that's very true too.
If you're
That little
if
bit
your
of discipline
army-
probably helped.
Foreign militaries, if your armies are failing, stop drinking before you go to work.
Stop
bro.
drinking before you go to work, guys. Try not to anyway, but
Try not to. I mean, moderation.
in moderation. Sometimes
Like
you
some
know,
people-
it's just like the guy earlier. You know, whether they're soldiers or just people at work trying to get through their day.
Yeah, but I
He
mean, with
just
some
wanted to
people,
get through his day, man.
some people can't just stop at one Truly. Once that thing,
That's true.
once that
That's
pops,
It don't stop.
it's 20 fucking Truly cans.
Yep.
Or
It don't stop till
whatever
they go to
you
sleep.
could find.
Yep. Yep.
That's the fucked up part. It don't stop until they're unawake. Like,
Exactly.
like, oh, I really want a Truly. And like, you have the one. I had two. I clearly had two. I usually have two. Like when Jimmy's here, it's like, come on, man, you want another one? I'm like, I'm good, bro.
Yeah.
But then
Jimmy
some people,
pushes. Jimmy pushes though. You
But
know how
some
he
people,
is.
they're gonna fucking, I'm gonna need 3 cases of Truly.
Yep.
And you're like, oh,
Yep.
you're gonna have a good weekend. Like, no, I'm gonna have a good hour. You're
Right.
like,
Have a good hour. Exactly.
shit, yeah, they don't stop drinking until they're asleep. That's, yeah, I didn't think about
It's
that.
ridiculous. It's true though, because that's what people do. That's what's the point? The thing is like they have to force themselves to make it to a certain point, and then they can start drinking. Because if they don't, they're gonna wake up and want to drink. You know.
That's true.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick.
Yeah, that's, I mean, I guess that means they're functional. At
Yeah,
least?
exactly. I think they're. I guess.
Like-
they're functional until they're not. You know.
Like I worked the whole fucking day. I don't have to yell. I'm just talking to you guys. Like, but I worked the whole day, and now I want to drink as opposed to I'm at work drinking. So yeah, you're still an alcoholic, but you're functional at least. Like, I'm not even reading the comments. Are you guys talking about drugs in the comments? Anybody does drugs? I don't think marijuana is a drug, by the way. It's just some shit that grows out the ground, and you can make it so it's more potent. I love edibles. Edibles are proof that God exists. Like,
Okay.
whoever came up with the idea for edibles is the best person on this planet.
How do you think? I mean, I guess that the way that they discovered the whole weed thing was like it had to have gotten set on fire, and somebody
And
was
it's just-
around it. You
Somebody
know.
was like inhaled it by accident,
Yeah.
and they were like, I can't put this fire out. Like,
I
this
wanna
fire
stay
will
around this
not-
fire
like, I
now.
can't get this fire to go no matter what I do. And they're like, you're pouring the water on yourself. You're
Right.
pouring the water on yourself.
What are you
Like,
doing? You don't even know what you're doing.
You're
But
high as shit right now.
Yeah, but the edibles, like, how did they figure out? Because if you just eat weed, it doesn't do it.
No, it
You
does
have to
actually.
like do something to it
No,
first.
you can actually eat weed though. Like, I mean, obviously, just like with all drugs, just like when we were talking about the Adderall, like how you put it in your body affects how
way that it
right.
reacts to
But
you.
like I was watching a TV show and the two young ladies, the two women, they added the weed to their cooking ingredients, and they were high as shit. My Bluetooth.
Oh, the Bluetooth.
Like they were high as shit, and I was like, yo, that actually seems like fucking fun. Like to eat it, and not like in the form of like the you make the butter or whatever. Like
Right.
they're actually the flower or the plant.
Right,
They're
right.
putting it in their food as an ingredient. And I looked it up, and it's like, obviously it makes sense if it's something you would use a herb for. So if you cook with rosemary and thyme and shit like that, you can sprinkle some weed in there because it's not gonna fuck up the texture.
Right.
But if you're not gonna put weed in your cereal. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
Unless, damn, you got an addiction, bro.
You got a problem then.
You're like, yo, what
You
you
got it
doing?
in
We
your
about
milk?
to,
There's milk
we
and
about to
weed
spark up.
mixed?
Nah, nigga, I'm putting this in my fucking cereal, bro. Like, I don't want to meet that person.
We'll put it in my coffee. I don't know about that though. The wake and bacon shit. That whew,
Bro, they do it. Like,
I couldn't
obviously
start my
people-
day like that.
The people I
dude.
work with,
Oh.
they obviously do it, bro. Like the guy I pick up in the morning, most mornings he gets in the car smelling like it.
I was about to say, if you've done Uber, you know you've taken some
Right.
people to work. They were definitely stoned.
Because he'll straight up be like, yeah, I'll do it while I'm getting dressed. And I'm like, how? Like, because for me, A, it's hard for me to get high for smoking it. And B, I just feel like I would not be productive.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you can do it, more power to you.
Hey, but if it works for you, if you have like the type of personality that doesn't drag you down,
Right.
or I guess it's the type of weed. Does it
Definitely
work like that with
because
the?
there are different types of weed.
Yeah.
So there
Because
are,
some of them are some of them will want to put you in the couch, and then others
Right.
will just have you, I guess, like floating.
because there's some that are like body highs and there's some mind highs.
Yeah.
I know, like when I do edibles, it's weird. Like I said, I'll get that rush at work. I'll feel energized. I don't feel dragged down. But I'm not such a connoisseur that's like, I know what's going on. It's like a gamble for me. Like, cause I could have ate that brownie this morning and just not been productive. And like, you know what I mean? Because I ate it was a small little square, but I ate the whole thing, and it could have been a hell of milligrams. I didn't know. I had no knowledge, but it didn't mess me up. So like the brownies my sister gets me, I would never eat the whole fucking thing.
Right.
Because I'm not dumb.
That's too much. How much do you eat of those brownies? Like a half of one?
I usually take one bite. Like it's big enough that you could theoretically get 4 even-sized bites, like 4 decent-sized bites.
So you just take one bite.
I'll take one bite and it'll be good.
And you're a big dude too.
But it doesn't like put me on my ass. It has me feeling good.
But it's good. Yeah.
But then like as time goes by the time I go back to that brownie, because again I don't do it every day. By the time I go back to that brownie, it's maybe a little more stale because it's been more time.
Yeah.
Like it's not just sitting on a counter somewhere. It's in a Ziploc bag to try to retain its freshness, but it's a little bit more stale.
Yeah.
And then at that point, I'll
crunchy.
eat the rust, like all 3, and it's like it might not even do anything for me. Because that's why I like to take
you already
time
got
in
it in
between.
you. Yeah, that makes
like,
sense.
I'm not the everyday type of person, unless I know the milligrams I'm about to take are stronger. Like the dude that sold me the saltwater taffy, he said it's 50 milligrams. I know I'm not going to eat a whole 50 milligram fucking edible.
I was about to say, because I'm not familiar with the milligrams.
That just means it's potent as shit.
So 50 is strong.
Strong,
especially for like
K,
a little.
bro.
It's strong. That's some strong shit.
Strong,
you ain't fucking
bro.
around with that shit.
Because it's like, all right, the edibles I got from the dispensary last time, they were 20. Each of the gummies were 20. And I ate that, and I had a good time. Like,
how many gummies?
It was 10 of them. I gave half to my ex. That was her fee for going to the dispensary for me. So, but still, 5 of them. That's all together 100 milligrams. I'm not going to eat them all at once. Just one is good. You take that 20 milligrams. I had my food. It was like the first time I ate that day because, again, I was running around that whole day. And I had my food. My friend had bought me a Panera sandwich because I picked her up. And she was like, she'd buy me a Panera sandwich. I didn't get to eat it until later. And I'm watching Prim's Hood Cinema. And I'm just fucking geeking, bro. Like, I'm laying on my bed just fucking geeking. And then the munchies hit. And, like, when I get the munchies, bro, I know it's going to sound weird. I just want to eat raw meat, bro. I know it's fucked up.
Yeah, that's weird. That's a very raw meat? The hell? What do you mean raw meat? What the hell do you mean? What does that even mean?
You can go to the store and you can get like a steak.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not going to sit there and eat a whole fucking steak. I'm not going to eat a T-bone uncooked.
Right.
But you can get different cuts of beef. And it's like the smaller and like.
It's like the shaved ones or whatever.
I'm going to eat this shaved fucking beef, bro. Like.
That's some random ass shit.
I'm going to eat this fucking, I'm going to eat this fucking fajita cut of steak, bro. High as shit, bro. And if I don't have it, like, lunch meat will work, but, like, I want that bitch to be uncooked. Because lunch meat's
Do you
cooked.
prefer beef, though? Is it beef that you really
Well,
that you
beef's
really
the
crave?
safest option. Like, you're not gonna fucking... Hey, because I live with Rick. If Rick came in the house and saw me just devouring a whole uncooked chicken, I would hope he would slowly walk back out and just call 911.
Yeah, I'd be at it. Wait, if he's eating the chicken too? Well, I was thinking of like the deli slices of like chicken.
I'll do that.
Turkey
I'll do that. Like, usually that's bologna. I don't know, but that's cooked at least. But like, yeah, I sometimes will just eat like these fajita cuts of fucking uncooked beef, and I know that's not good for you, bro. Like, that's how motherfuckers die before we start cooking food. But that's my craving.
It's what you want. Your body could probably deal with it to a certain extent.
Right. It's not like I'm not going ham. I'm not doing that shit every day.
Yeah.
And even then when I eat steak, I like it rare, but I mean, it's cooked on the outside. It's cooked some, but.
So it should be probably.
I don't know, bro. I know it's fucking weird. I said that shit at work today. Because that's another reason why I don't want to be high at certain places. Because I don't want these fucking cravings to kick in. Like today I was eating a little Jack Link's, a little beef nuggets, a little teriyaki nuggets. And like that was working. But like if it wasn't, I would have just been fucking fiending like meat
just-
all day.
Yeah.
And I said that
So
shit.
the jerky will hold you over though.
The jerky was holding me over. I said that shit to like the dude that doesn't work over there with us every day. He was just helping us. And he was like, bro, you said that shit with so much confidence. I was like, cause I was like, yo, why are you looking at me like that? He was like, yo, that's weird as shit, yo. And he was like, you said that shit so confidently. I'm like, yo, that's normal as fuck, yo. Like, it's normal, man.
Bro.
That shit ain't weird. Everybody does it. Like, everybody don't do that shit.
They don't do that shit not like that, man.
Some motherfucker just might sit there and eat bowl after bowl of cereal. Nope, give me that.
That shaved beef.
Do that shaved
I just
beef,
see you eating
bro.
some fucking shaved beef. I'm okay. He's had his edibles for the day.
But I think it's not even just being high. I went to this hot pot place in Towson last week, and it's just basically you tell them what you want, and it's like you ever been to a bibimbap, like a Korean barbecue?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that, but like not the barbecue part. It's like you prepare a soup, you tell them what kind of broth,
Right.
what you want to bring, like vegetables, meat. They give you it, and it's all you can eat. And I can't remember if it was me or my friend if she ordered the beef. I think we both might have, but I was like, I wonder what it tastes like uncooked, because like you put it in the pot and it cooks while it's in
Right.
it, because like the pot's constantly is like, oh, I eat it. So like, high me and sober me, two different people. I don't know how sober me doesn't know how high me's taste buds works.
Would
and
high you eat hamburger, bacon, cheese with a glass of milk? Do you eat bacon on your burgers?
I'm not opposed to it. It's
Just
very
a
rare
regular
that I even
cheeseburger.
eat bacon.
A regular cheeseburger
But
with milk.
with the milk, I don't drink cow's milk anymore, but I might pour
Would you
some
do
almond milk.
lactose-free milk?
I'd probably do like almond milk.
Like
high
almond milk,
me.
yeah.
Maybe. I don't know, man. It's like an experiment because like I've heard stories and I've experienced it. I remember Larry be like, yeah, man, you get high and you tell yourself you're going to eat all this healthy shit, but it's not scratching that itch.
just doesn't work.
Like you want chips, you want bad shit. So it's like I know, like, oh, I literally just ate this sandwich. I did this edible. I'm not hungry. Like my body does not want food.
Right.
My mind wants you to engulf and fucking gorge on fucking food. Put food in your mouth.
You just
and
want
it's like
you need that high energy, those high
and
energy
it's like
calories.
so I'm eating shit. I was like eating chips. I was like, this not working. Ate some candy. This not working.
Nothing working.
I started smashing that lunch meat. I'm like, this is where it's at. Like, and I could feel my
This is
mouth.
weird and sad.
No, I said this is where it's at.
Oh, this
and
is where
like,
it's
it's
at.
also
I
weird
thought you
and
said
sad.
weird and sad.
But I felt my mouth getting dry, and I was like, my mouth's dry as shit. I can't stop though. Like, I'm gonna keep
No, you
eating
gotta
it.
keep going
and
now.
then eventually,
At that point,
I'll
you're already
sleep.
committed. Did you wake up with the fucking meat?
No, I
walked
actually
in and
finished
saw
it.
you with
I actually
fucking
finished.
lunch meat.
And that fucking night was hilarious because Rick came out of his room and he had to walk past. And I was like, what's up, yo? And he just thought, he was like, what's up? And I just stared at him. I didn't say shit. And I guess he thought like maybe something was wrong. And I was just like, bro, I'm high as shit right now, bro. Like, cause I was just gigging. Yo. I was just cause he indulges.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think he does it so much for like sleeping purposes.
right.
Like,
that makes
I've
sense.
never heard him in his room like geeking. Like me, I do it to laugh.
You do
I
it for
want
entertainment.
right? And it makes me tired. Like I remember I took an edible one time and I was doing something. I was home, and I was like, this shit didn't do nothing. Like I think it was like I was too close to the last time I really got high. I was like, it didn't really do anything. And then I finished what I was doing. And I laid down to watch TV. And I was like, oh, that's what that edible is. Like, my back just felt like a whole new person's back, bro. I was like, God, I feel good right
It
now.
loosened everything up.
Yes. But I didn't feel it until I laid down. And I was like, oh, man. Like, I don't know, man. Drugs are amazing.
That's the way to go, though. Yeah, because because all that tension, man, and then you lay down, and once it's all released,
It's
it feels amazing.
I
Because
don't know,
sometimes
just
I need
wanna-
to get a new bed, because sometimes I'll wake up in the morning, and my whole body aches.
I don't like I've never liked my mattress.
My mattress sucks. It's
Is
too
that my
soft.
mattress
I need a
or-
hard mattress.
I feel like I'm the opposite.
You need a soft mattress?
I want it soft, but I know it's not gonna be good for the long term. But like when I lay on a really soft mattress, I'm like, oh, this feels good.
It does feel.
Like I
it
remember
does
when I
feel
bought
good.
my mattress, like the dude, I was like, you got anything softer? And he really stereotyped me. He was like, man, you're a big man. How soft do you want it? And I was like, Jesus, shit. I can't have the softest mattress that I want. I really would like one of those ones that you can adjust it. That would probably be the best. Or purple mattress, like one of those newfangled technology mattresses.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I know when I go on vacations, eventually I get tired of the bed. That's the part that makes me want to go home more than anything else.
the beds.
It's like I'm tired of this bed.
And usually
This
the beds
isn't
are a
my
lot
bed.
harder on the.
Well, even
on
that,
those.
it's just like this isn't my bed.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I'm on vacation for a week. After like 3 days, I'm like, I want to be in my own bed.
That's how I feel traveling with wrestling.
Like,
Even if it's just a night.
Okay. See, I can do it at night. I have no problem. Like for a night, I'll sleep anywhere.
Right.
Like you've seen that, but like,
Right.
But after 3 days, I want my own bed
Yeah, after 3 days, it's definitely
or something
reasonable.
more familiar. Like
Right.
when I was with my kid's mother, her bed was fine. Like I could have slept in that long term, but like, I just remember when I was on that cruise a few years ago. After 3 days, I was like, "This fucking bed is shitty.
It's
I don't want to
shits.
be. It would be the same. It could be probably a 5-star restaurant. I mean, a 5-star hotel. If after a certain amount of time, it's not my bed. I just don't want to be on vacation. I don't care how much fun I'm having.
Yeah.
I don't want to be. I don't like the sleep aspect of this now.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
and I'm pretty sure that's a normal thing.
I think so too. Yeah. It really it depends on where you're used to sleeping at too.
Right.
Because a lot of times, like Adam can go to sleep anywhere. He can sleep in the car. I can't sleep in the car with shit. I can't do it, man. I'm the worst at
Like
that.
how
shit.
can I can, bro.
Especially if you're sitting up.
I'll be a knocked out motherfucker, bro.
I can't do it, man.
Like I find, bro.
Ugh.
It's like I'll sit in the chair. If I'm not driving, but
Right, I would hope.
like if I'm in the front, I was like trying to recline my seat back just enough where it's like my head can fit between the headrest and the fucking like where like the seatbelt is.
Yeah.
And when my head's there, I'm good, bro.
And you're
if I can't
it's
get
got
it
your head,
there,
it's holding a little bit, and now you're gone.
if
Now
I
you're gone.
can't, I'm fine with like crossing. But I think that's just like some people can do that. Like I can be sitting at the edge of that corner or the fucking edge of that couch
yeah.
and just fold these arms. I'm done, bro.
And you're
I don't
done?
give a fuck.
No
Like if it's the right time. Like some people can do it. Some people. Like it can be. I don't give a fuck if it's loud in here. I'm going to fucking sleep, bro.
I have a heart. Yeah.
I'm asleep. Going to sleep.
Like I have to have set up, and that might be different more recently, but it might be because I've been working like all day here recently too, where I have like much busier days. But if I'm not, it would take me a long time to go to sleep at nighttime, unless I make it a point to where I'm like, okay, I need to be in bed by 8 p.m. because then I'm actually asleep by 9:30, 10. If I lay down, if I force myself to lay down, and then eventually, then I'm going to start. Then I'll go to sleep. But if I'm trying to go to bed if I make it past 10 p.m., I'm probably going to be up till like 2 or 3 a.m. It sucks.
Because of my work schedule, I'm going to bed. I don't give a fuck. Like when I used to do Uber, I would get up at 3 a.m, bro. So like I would
Yeah.
usually go to sleep by like 11.
But like Uber,
I was fine with
you
4
have
hours.
to get
I'm
up.
fine with 4 hours now. But so yeah, it's like I don't have a problem going to sleep. When I say now, so it's more because it's like if I go to sleep as soon as I get off of work, even if it's like for an hour or two, I'm good. I'll wake up and I'll do my thing, and then by like 9 o'clock I'll go to sleep to wake up at 1. But if I'm out all day and then I come home, I'll be tired. I say I get home at like 12 or 3, I'll be tired, but I'll be like, if I go to sleep now, I'm gonna wake up way too early for when I would want to go to work. And I'm not gonna go to work tired, but mentally it's just like a different process.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
or I'll get too much. Like the other night, I think Saturday night, got way too much fucking sleep.
That's another thing too.
Like I text you on Saturday. I text so many people, and like I was trying to ask my friend something. She didn't text me back until I got home. I forgot what I was even asking her, and I text you. I was going to talk about the podcast. By the time you text me back, bro, I was dead, and it was
gone.
like 8
You were
o'clock,
gone.
bro. I have no fucking social life, bro. Like 8 on a Saturday, bro.
And you're
I
gone.
was fucking dead.
Gone.
Like. Because Saturday's my only night off. I know I don't have to get up to go to work on Sunday morning.
And so you're going to enjoy that rest then.
If I don't have to set an alarm, oh my god, bro.
Yep.
Bro,
Yep.
I get the best sleep on the planet when I don't have to set an alarm.
Do you think that it's because mentally you know in the back of your mind you don't have to be listening for anything in the morning? Because even though you're asleep and you're unconscious, you know you're partially. Anytime you turn, there's that consciousness that's like,
Hey,
what time is it?
Yes.
I know the daylights.
You
It's
don't have to
daylight
worry
out.
about that
Shit, the
when you
fucking
don't-
daylight's out
Sunday
now.
mornings, I don't have to worry.
You don't have to worry about it at
that
all.
shit.
It could be 12 a.m., 12 p.m. Doesn't matter. I'm good.
I hope I'm not awake. I hope I'm not sleeping at 12 p.m. I still pride myself on getting the fuck up at some point.
Something
But,
earlier than that.
But even if I have
That's
to
high
set,
school
listen,
shit.
even if I have to set my alarm for 12, like
Yeah.
say I gotta be somewhere at 1, and I just need to get up, brush my teeth, throw some clothes on to get there on time.
Yeah.
So I wake up at 12, and this is in the afternoon. When I go to sleep that next night, no matter what time I went to sleep, I'm thinking about that time.
True.
Whereas if there's no alarm whatsoever, it's gonna be the best sleep ever.
Yeah.
Like I said, even if you know you're gonna get to sleep and you can get plenty of time, I'm just thinking about I gotta be at this place X, Y, and Z time.
Yep.
Like that's just how my mind
then you,
works.
and then you can't do it.
I remember I was working at Amazon because I worked overnight. I worked from 6 to 7 or whatever the fuck I was. I knew no matter what I was thinking, when I was going to sleep, what I had to do during the day, I'm thinking I got to be working 5 hours.
Yep.
I got to be working 8 hours.
Yep.
I got to be working 10 hours. It's
Yep.
totally
It's all in my
unreasonable
head.
thought, but that's
Yep.
all I'm thinking about is where I have to be at a certain, whatever's next. And that keeps me from being late for things, but it's more stressful. Like people, this was years ago. I remember watching like a video and it was talking about like people that stress about time obviously are taking time off of their life, like any sort of stress.
That's true.
But
Yeah, that's true.
But you
That's
don't think
true.
about it as the small shit. You think about it as, I'm gonna pay my mortgage.
Yep.
That's stressful. Or what are my kids gonna eat? That's a reasonable stress. But even if you're just thinking, I'm running late, and
Right.
you're always thinking that.
That's the thing too, because at a certain point, stressing about that, because you did say that time earlier is a construct. It's
Right.
not real.
Right.
Like we use it to interpret the world around us, and that's like a good barometer for us. But it's just like alcoholism. It's just like any type of thing where your brain can go off track with these types of things, and you go off track with stressing out and anxiety about being late for something. Because I'll even have sometimes where I feel like I'm late for something when I don't have to be anywhere for anything.
Right. Like, all right, so like I said, if I got to be to work at 3, I work up at 1. And sometimes I'll fucking keep doing my shit to snooze until like 1:30.
Right.
Because I can still get ready. But I pick up the first person I got to pick up at 2. And then I pick up the next person like after 15 minutes. She's almost always late. Like she always makes me wait like 5-10 minutes. But in my mind, I have to be there when I said I'm going to be there. Like, and I always tell her, like I'll text her as soon as I wake up. I'll be there at 2 o'clock. 2:30, whatever is an hour from, because like I said, there's 2 hours between I wake up and go to work.
Right.
So I'll be there the hour, which is an hour before we have to be to work. Like, that's me.
That's just how it
so
has to
even
be.
if I know I'm gonna be waiting 5
Right.
minutes, I try to be there when I said I was gonna be there.
Right.
But and that's just, I've always tried to be prompt. Like,
Yeah, that's always been with you too. That's always been Bob.
I mean, like today, what time did we meet up? 2? All the way up to 2?
Yeah, it was close to 2.
I set my alarm for 1. I knew all I had to do was brush my teeth. I didn't have to brush my teeth. It's not like you were going to smell my breath. But
Hopefully not from fucking here, man.
So
Jesus.
I brushed my teeth, and I literally just put my clothes back on. And like I had to drive up here, but I used the bathroom, and I was a little bit late. I got here late, but it's not like.
But this is the show. You
know
know
what I
this
mean?
is the show. Because like, I'm already... Because I started working on it like 30 minutes before I even got your text.
Right.
And then by the time you got here, I was just finishing up, you know?
I
'Cause
also
this
know
stuff
when
takes
we come up
time,
here,
you know?
we do shit. We're not just as soon as I walk in the door and go.
Oh, let's
you know
go
what I mean?
now.
You know what I
You
mean?
know?
Like we sit there and
We're
talk for a
live.
minute. You're doing what you got to
Catch
do to
up,
make
yeah.
sure the shit's right. So, but I've always just been big on time. Like I used to, when I was in school, I would wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning every day. Like my mother would wake me up. I was always the first person she'd wake up. I'd get ready for work.
But you were the easiest one then, huh?
Probably.
She knew she could get Bob up,
Right.
so I'm not going to have to,
So
Bob would
and
be
then
the
I get
first.
ready, I get dressed, then I go walk to Larry's house. He would never be ready, but we were never late.
Larry was always
Whenever
late
we
for
went
shit
to
though.
school, we were never late,
Even
though.
when we would go to shows, I'd have to be rushing his ass out the door.
See,
Like, come on, Larry, let's go, man.
I hate the fact that I'm that person. Like sometimes I do feel like a parent to everybody, but like with Jimmy. If I need Jimmy to be somewhere,
Jimmy's
I
not
will
prompt.
lie
Yeah,
to Jimmy.
Jimmy's
I'll be
not
like, yo,
prompt.
we
Yep.
got to be
Yep.
this place at 1 o'clock,
You have
even if
to.
we ain't got to be there until 2.
You have
But that
to.
way we get there on time.
You know,
Because if I say, hey, we got to be there at 2, and I know we got to be there at 2, we're not going to be on time.
you know
like,
it though. You
like
know
the day
it.
I had that time I had to go clean my car when my car got repoed, like I had to set an appointment for that.
Right.
And obviously I needed somebody to drive me there, so I had to tell him a certain time so he would be there late, but we get there on the actual time on
You would
time.
get there
so-
actually, but did it work?
Yes. I know how to manipulate it. It's just I don't want to have to do that.
I just love that you know that you have to do it, and you've done it, and it's
Right.
worked.
Like I picked my friend up. She asked me to pick her up to take her somewhere, and she said when she be ready. And if I show up on time, she was like, yeah, I'm not ready. And I'm like, the fuck? Shit. And so like now it's sometimes I'll just take liberties. I'm like, well, I know she's not going to be ready. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
I'll show up 10 minutes late. And I'll still probably have to wait a few minutes. Like, it is what it is. But I just try to be prompt, man. I don't know why. No one's ever drilled it into my head. It's just I know when to be at places at certain times. That's all.
Right.
Like,
because I don't even think Larry did it on purpose.
Yeah,
the time just passed him by, you know, and it passes me by at times, you know. Like it's just one of those things. But so I also have like I'm more of a hybrid. Like sometimes I'll be on top of it, and then other times the time will just get by me, and I'm like, shit. Now I'm running late here and there, and that's why I wanted we were gonna do this at 4, but then I figured 2 would give me more time to be able to get to training tonight. But now we're doing a marathon. Now it's too late for all that.
yeah, I was gonna say, bro. Like, I meant to ask.
It don't matter. It's all good now because this is our first episode back
Right.
in a long time. You're gonna be back next week, right?
Yeah,
We're
I
getting
mean,
back to
I can
normal
do
now?
it like
Let's
back
do
to
it.
normal. It doesn't have to be this day, but
Yeah.
I didn't want to. I knew you said you had to lift weights, whatever. You know what we talked about when we set it up. But yeah, I'm good. But yeah, I'm never late because of my own self.
Right.
Never. Like, I'm just not. Like the day I was late for work, it wasn't my fault. The day I was like 30 minutes late, wasn't my fault.
Right.
But
Yeah, pick somebody. Is it stressing you out when you see that it is making you late and you're not
because
normally
I know
late?
because when it comes to work, like my job now, I know that they know that I'll be there.
Yeah.
Like today, they did call the guy I ride with. My supervisor didn't call me because he figured I was driving.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess we were so late that he
was like,
make
"What the
sure we
hell?"
were coming.
Yeah.
But he knows we're coming, and if I'm not coming, I usually say I'm not fucking coming.
Right.
And so, and
It'd be funny if the message was just, "I'm not fucking coming." It's like, damn,
there's no
Bob,
professionalism.
Why
He wouldn't
Why
mind.
so aggressive?
He
I'm
wouldn't
just
fucking
not
mind.
coming, man.
He probably honestly, if I said that, he probably is everything good, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm just not coming. And he would at least ask everything good. I'll give him that. He wouldn't be like, all right. Like that would be funny if he didn't give a fuck. But it's like I'm never late for my own because of myself. I plan out like when I gotta pee. Like it sucks because when
You plan out when you got to pee?
no, whoa.
Is that what
no,
you said?
No, I'll plan out when I gotta pick people up. Like,
I thought you-
like when I had,
like, damn, Bob, you were worried about losing fucking time to go pee, dude.
when I was just driving myself to work, sometimes I wouldn't wake up until like a half hour before I had to be there. Because again, brush my teeth, put my clothes on.
you're
Because
good
like
to go.
I'm not one of those people. Like when I pick up my homeboy, he's like, I'm putting my jackets on. I'm like, there are people that, yes, it's winter. There are people that gotta make sure that they are winterized. No, motherfucker, I wear shorts every day. I'm not cold. I wear jackets, but it's like whatever. Like I don't look at the weather. Like I could walk outside
Just
and
go
it
and handle
could
it.
have been a blizzard. And I'm like, well, shit. Now I gotta clean the windows off. But like I'm
That's
not
the
gonna be
thing,
like,
yeah.
let me put my pants on.
Yeah.
Oh, let me turn around and put pants on. No, I'm gonna wear this same shit every day. I'm wearing the same jacket. Like if I was climbing Mount Everest, they probably be like, "Sir, you cannot climb this mountain with shorts on." And I'm like, "Well, I need a refund. I'm not putting on no fucking,
I'm not going up
putting
there
no
with the-
fucking pants on, bro. I got principles. Like your legs literally gonna fall off once you walk out the door. Well, it's my life. I can do what I want.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'm just. If people that look at the weather, I don't get it, bro. It's cold. You're gonna be cold no matter what you do.
The only
Like,
time I ever look at the weather is whenever I hear rumblings about snow coming.
see, I'd rather work in the snow. I have no problem working in the snow. I
hate the
It
snow.
sucks when like what I'm doing, like if it's like no salt. If
Yeah.
it's like not necessarily icy, but I need traction for
Right.
what I'm doing. But I hate working in the rain. Like
That makes sense.
because snow is light. Like it's cold, but I hate this.
And you don't really have to, like when you're doing time the blizzard till you, but you're so
I know what you're saying. Like
Yeah,
I leave,
you're sweating.
and it's like I hate that, bro. And that's just enough. I always wear slides. I don't feel like dealing with this. So when I got to my parents' house, I wore a pair of my father's shoes, and it's like normally I don't care. I will go outside in flip flops. There's times where I will take my shoe off and just put my foot in snow. I started wearing pants.
What kind of pants were you
towards the
wearing?
end. Like,
Khakis?
I wore khakis. Like I don't fucking think. Motherfucker was like, but you gonna wear pants. Like, and like my mother was like, are you like? I don't have a I never have to wear pants again, and I didn't. Because I'm wearing pants, and like I don't give a fuck. Like when I worked at Comcast, I technically could have wore shorts when I during the winter, but I didn't because this is to the bottom line
fitting.
here.
Yeah, it's
but
fitting.
if we were like, I don't like wearing fucking pants, bro.
But you guys wouldn't like. But you guys were like knocking on the doors, little.
Long sleeve, thicker shit, So I don't know. It was going to take me like 10 minutes. I didn't feel like putting lotion on. Only time you'll see me wear pants is if I don't feel like putting on lotion and I wear pajama pants. Like wearing pajama pants. Because those are the only pants I fucking have.
So the times when I have seen you wearing pajama pants.
My legs are whiter than yours.
Of it. But does it get worse during the winter? Because the winter is like, it takes all the moisture out of the air?
Yeah, like you got to use chapstick more often.
Because, you know, like white people, you scratch it and you can see like the ashiness, you know?
So, like, yeah, like sometimes when I'm working, I'll put lotion on before I go to work. But, like, if enough if enough boxes bump against my legs, yeah, like if you see me wearing them up and out and I need it for my hands because
people would give him shit. Used to it.
Warm job.
Yep.
But also, I'm fine outside. I guess mentally my body knows.
Shorts on and stuff. Mainly, I just need a jacket on. I have shorts on for the workouts. Even if we're outside, doesn't matter. It's mainly the torso. That's true. Like as long as I have, if I have an undershirt on, that's most of the time. And people are like, you need to get a better jacket. You need to, even at work, I'll put some pajama bottoms under this, and then I'll have.
But like me, it's just like,
right.
And it's just like I just. Right. Like I don't have the diabetes or nothing.
You can tell,
but like
cold.
I can tell it's cold. It's just I'm not. Like people are like, oh, it's so cold. I'm like, I'm moving. Just the one pullover on.
Right.
And I'm good. I can be working. My hands got to be covered up. But if I go from outside to inside where you would think it's not warm, fucking freeze. Like the last kept cutting on and out. And at one point it was just like everybody's chilling and I'm freezing because I'm not moving. So I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to go load these trailers in the dark. I got to move. But if I'm not doing anything, my hands start getting really cold with shorts on.
That's my main thing too, is I need to be moving.
Yeah.
If I'm moving, I'm good. A lot of times because I'll take the walks and the workouts and stuff. And that it helps a lot whenever I can actually
like
move.
The last and somebody was saying something. My fucking back was getting on my nerves, and like I'm much better off being productive. Like I don't get how
time's going to pass by if you're actually just working.
Right, like take a half hour tying their shoes. House.
Yeah, tucking
like again, I know what I gotta do. I'm gonna do it.
But do y'all have teams where like somebody's going to slow you down and you got to worry about your team, or is it all like based off your individual?
Not now. Like I said, the one dude that was a problem was the problem.
Yeah.
For the most part, everybody else was on the level. Like the older guy that comes in, like sometimes he is inebriated, whatever his thing is, and you can tell. Like, and he's a little bit slower. But for the most part, if I'm working on a trailer, it's usually by myself, and I can knock it out. Like no problem. We don't slow each other down for the most part. Like unless I said like the one guy who was just fucking up the flow.
Yep.
But for the most part, we're good. Whatever we're doing on our end, we get it done. Whether it's loading the trailer, loading the cart. Sometimes they're slower when it comes to unload, like when they take it off the trucks to put it where it goes throughout the building.
Right.
Those guys are a little bit slow, which I don't understand. That's literally the easiest job in that fucking building. You pick a box up.
And
you put it on this roller, which is automatic. It starts moving by itself.
It
All
moves
you
on
gotta
its
do
own.
is make sure the barcode is facing the person that's scanning it, so they don't have to move it around.
Because that slows shit down.
And put a sticker on it, and they do their job really quickly. So if you can't, it takes 30 minutes to unload a truck that's maybe from these two walls, from like where the light switch is to this wall.
Right.
It might be a little bit longer than that, but it literally takes 30 minutes for two people. And
that's not bad.
And if you have 30 trailers that night, you can unload 4 trailers at a time. Obviously, that takes time to move an empty and put a new one.
Yeah.
And because sometimes there's only one shifter, and then bring us the trailers we need where we are. I get things like that, but it should not take you long to unload a trailer. And that's why I didn't understand the guy that was slow, why they didn't just send him over there. It's literally picking up a box, make sure the barcode's facing that
Put him
dude.
over there, and it would probably be easier for him, too.
But they never did it. Or the time, I think they tried it once, and literally nobody wanted this guy. Like he just, it was it was the attitude, and it was the just things not clicking. But my manager, he did his best, bro. He was like, if I could keep him, I would. And I straight up told him, like, bro, if you keep him, I'm gonna go work and unload. Like I'm not gonna come back to this area of this building. Like I'm just being honest with you. I'm not gonna ask. I'm just literally gonna clock in and go over to where they unload trailers.
And you're good,
I don't give a fuck, like,
and you're good to go then.
Because like certain people. Me, the guy I give a ride to work, and this may be like one other person. No, the white guy that sold me the edible. They don't give a fuck what we do. They don't give because they know we're going to be productive.
Right.
So like,
as long as you get your work done.
Like they'll come up and say they might come up if it's like multiple of us doing something. They'll say, "Can somebody go do this?" And that's usually when I volunteer, unless I genuinely don't feel like going to that, doing that certain thing, which I
Right.
don't have to. But no one's ever be like, where the fuck's Bob? Oh, Bob's in the bathroom again. Oh, Bob's eating snacks again. Like, I'm fucking productive,
You're working,
bro.
right.
Like, I don't want you to say anything.
Because
to me. That's why I'm
there are
productive.
people who you have to keep. It's sad whenever you like the team has to start keeping tabs on people, and it's
Right.
like what? Because now they really are being detrimental to the whole damn
Right.
team.
Like I said, they know I'm coming to work. If I'm not coming to work, sooner than when I'm late.
right.
Like there was a week I had car trouble. My car wouldn't start. I missed 2 days, and then the next day I caught an Uber, and then the next day after that I caught the bus. But after that, I was good. But they knew I texted them.
Right.
It's like, hey, I'm not coming in. My car's acting up. And I thought it was going to be something I was going to have to get installed, which the car still has the issue, but it's the most ghetto shit ever. We're doing a workaround. But, like, it still has the underlying issue.
Right.
But I missed 2 days of work, which fucking sucked. The next day, like, I've never really caught an Uber. I've never ordered an Uber. I don't have an
Really?
Uber account. But
Shit, that's
the
so
times I've been in
fascinating.
the Uber is because, like, someone else ordered it for me. I was like, I need you to order me an Uber. And so the girl I give a ride to, she's a neighbor. She lives in my neighborhood. So I just walked to her house. We caught the Uber that day back to and from work. And then the next day, she was like, we're going to catch the bus. And I just had to be up a little bit earlier than normal. And she showed me how to catch the bus. But then after that, we were good. Like, I was back driving. But, like, no, I'm not the person that – you don't have to call me to say, hey, are you coming into work or we need people to come into work.
Right.
I'm coming.
If you're late, there's something
Right.
going on.
But at that point, you know.
And usually you would know. Right. They would know why you're late, or if
Like,
if
I
you're
try to
coming
be
late.
responsible. I try to be reasonably responsible.
Right.
Like, I'm still a millennial. I still fuck up and slack in a lot of areas, but I know I need my job, so I try to do what I got to do to keep my job.
Right.
And my manager wanted to fucking promote me. I didn't take the promotion because
Why didn't you take it? Hours?
no, I mean, I was still been working the same hours. I was got a $4 raise, but the growth potential was less, or rather the money making potential was less. And he was like, hey, if you want to be a driver, he asked me, he was like, have you ever thought about being a driver? And I was like, no. Like, I don't want the
'Cause then you're gonna
responsibility
stick in
of
the car.
driving this fucking vehicle.
Yep.
But he was letting me make my decision, but he was like, talk to this
He was
driver.
trying to get you.
He was like, talk to this, because he was like, hey, if you do this, if you become a supervisor, everything is on you. Like, if you ever get a next promotion, it's all on you. Like, whereas if you become a driver, you're gonna make money just off the overtime, and you can still come back and become a supervisor or whatever. And like, I asked him a bunch of questions. I was like, well, if I become a part-time soup, can I then become a driver and then come a full-time? So he was like, no, the only time you can go from being a part-time soup to a driver is if we just want you to get that experience, but you're coming back to be a full-time
yeah.
soup. You know what I mean? So I spoke to the one driver. He told me, he was like, I'm not going to tell you like what decision to make, but I'm going to leave. I want you to tell Bob how much you made last year or whatever. So he walked away. Then he was like, yeah, I made $70,000 one year. And the dude's young. Dude's like in his early 20s. So I was like, I made $70,000 one year. Last year, I only made like 50, but it's because I took 5 months off. And he was like, this year, I'm making $100,000. And I'm like,
Jesus.
there might be a wait now for me to become it, because now you got to deal with like seniority,
Yeah.
like when positions
Yeah.
open up. But I'd rather do that than get this $4 now.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? So I'm going to
That's
run to
not
the
a bad
bathroom.
deal.
I actually got to
Right
pee
on.
at this point.
Yep.
But, yeah,
That's not bad.
I
dude.
never
That's
thought about
not
being a
bad,
driver,
though.
but I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you're in your early 20s. You bought your house. I don't know what kind of house you had, but you purchased your house. I don't want to have to wait 2 years. But
You want to go a couple more minutes?
I guess.
Because I'm gonna get me a refill real quick, and then yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna turn the timer on, and we'll go a couple more minutes.
First off, my favorite team. I can't afford those tickets. Like,
Well, I'm just saying, like,
I can't afford them.
I was
And
using
if
you
my
as an
favorite
example.
team- if my favorite team was the team in which I lived in their city,
Your favorite team is Tampa Bay.
no, I am not a bandwagoner. I wish Tom Brady all the luck, but I'm a Patriots fan, and I accept that the next few years we're gonna be like the fucking Cowboys. I get it, but hey, we still have the greatest coach ever, and that's all that fucking matters. But no, if I was a fan of the Ravens, obviously live in
Until fucking
Baltimore.
Will Belichick shows up in Tampa.
When Will Belichick shows up in Tampa, I'm jumping ship. I'm gonna be honest.
Your description of your new job just made it sound like that's what you do.
Sex is easy, bro. Sex is dumb easy. You just bend over and take.
COVID hasn't got you down yet?
I couldn't give a fuck about COVID. I drink.
It doesn't have you down yet? It doesn't give you anxiety? What?
Look, man.
What?
I'll tell you what, man. Like the second the second I don't have to, and when I say have to, I mean, in order for me to get into an establishment, I have to wear a mask.
You have to wear everywhere you go.
As soon as I don't see those signs anymore, I'm ripping the fucking thing off.
Me too.
I'm
Me
sorry. Call it what it is. Comment whatever the fuck you. You're an idiot. Like, you're just a fucking idiot. You think you gotta? Especially like the people that wear them either when they're just walking outside in the fucking like nature,
Yeah.
or they're in their own cars with their windows rolled up.
Right.
Like, you gonna give yourself fucking coronavirus?
But
Like,
but don't you think that that's
you're an
something with
idiot.
them, like helping them cope with all this news that they're
I
seeing
don't
and all
care
this
what
stuff?
I don't care what they got to cope with. Get on a boat and go somewhere. Like, go get to your.
But
own
where are
little
they going to
island.
go?
Their own little COVID.
Quarantine themselves away
Their
from
own
the
little
population.
paranoid COVID.
So are you in the
island.
sense of like, so do you not want to spread it, or are you just annoyed by the people who are taking it too
I'm not
seriously?
100% sure that there's even anything to spread. Just being honest.
You might get us kicked off YouTube talking like that.
So
I'm
we
gonna
should
post
switch
it though.
the fucking
I'm gonna
topic.
post it. I'm gonna post it though.
we probably will get kicked off because why? Why would we get kicked off? Because that's
'Cause they
not-
kick people off
Because that's
talking-
not the narrative. Fuck off. I hate it. And then there's people, you're gonna trigger my anxiety. You're gonna trigger my trigger, bitch. Like,
Oh, Jimmy jumped on it. Jimmy jumped on it. Well, you know.
other than dealing with these, I'm sorry.
Have you had anyone?
Morons,
Have you had anybody like tell you to put your mask on when you're like walking up? Do you put your mask on in the car and then walk up, or do you
No,
like
I do it.
wait until you get there and then you put it on?
I do it as soon as I enter the fucking
The facility
like, the
where you're
facility.
where you where if
Well,
they
I
can
have
kick
to
you
do
out,
it.
I'm gonna where you have to do
Like,
it.
I'll swing the door open. It's still hanging off one ear.
Right.
I'll put it on one ear and I'll swing the door open before I walk in. I'll put the fucking.
But where do you
together
think?
going.
Because where do you think there should be a line? Because
Because
obviously,
like, I'm not gonna challenge. I'm not gonna be that guy. That's like, I'm gonna test it and not wear it until somebody says something.
Right.
I'm not gonna be that guy.
But you're
right?
being-
I'll do it because I know that those are the rules, right?
Right.
I'll do it.
right. But you're at least being reasonable. You're meeting them in the middle with it. You're
Yeah,
like,
it's
yeah,
just-
I don't like it.
The
but-
second Larry Hogan's fat ass comes out there and goes, "You don't have to wear it anymore," fuck, I'm burning it.
Right.
Like,
right.
I have no reason to wear it.
Right. Right.
As soon as it's not required by law, because you're still gonna have those people that are gonna be like, "Well, no, I wouldn't. It's still not safe. You still gotta wear a mask." Eat my shit.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at on that. I don't know about you, but that's where I'm at. That's just my opinion.
I guess they're like, I'm gonna go around this fucking guy. So he starts going around me, hits my fucking mirror. And I'm like, well, he's gonna stop. I had never been more wrong in my fucking life.
He didn't stop.
He was
He
like,
didn't stop.
it was almost as if he was like, fuck that nigga's mirror. And he just kept going. And I'm like,
Bob couldn't handle it.
I'm like, hold up. But there's cars up there. He can't get through those cars. Again, I've never been more wrong in my fucking life. I was like, how these fucking cars get between all those cars? And I was like, you not gonna stop? Well, I'ma go, nigga. So I started chasing the motherfucker in my car. And like, I guess he realizes I'm fucking following him. And he's just like, he doesn't want to be caught. So he's fucking dipping through fucking streets, and I'm like, I'm following them, and I almost crashed at one point, hitting this really tight turn. But we get to Hanover Street
Bob was seeing red.
before the
Yeah.
bridge. Yes,
He took your mirror and he kept going.
we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. But yes, I am blood is all I see. I want this person dead. Like, so we're driving, and I'm like, I can't fucking get his fucking tag or whatever. Like, I'm trying to take a picture of it. I'm trying to drive at like probably 80 miles an hour on a fucking 25 mile an hour street. So I'm like, I'm about to do some GTA shit. So his car's here on the right. I pull up to the left of it. I fucking tap his shit. I try to tap his shit. His back to like get it up to
GTA.
I tried to do this shit, bro. I tried to do this shit. But I guess he was used to that GTA shit, and he stopped just before I hit him. So my shit was like skirt, and my shit hit the guardrail like boom, and my shit I was like fuck, and they just drove off, and I was like.
Audio's back on, Bob. Audio's back on, so be careful.
All right. I mean, this has been at least like 3 hours.
We are officially at 3 hours and 3 minutes.
I don't even think this is how long. I think we did like back before we were unstructured.
Yeah,
we probably had some long.
Well, I think we've probably had like 4. I know there was one where me, you, Ja Cole, Larry, Swag Money, Rick, where literally everyone who's ever been on the podcast were on at once. And we went for a long time.
No,
and I remember
we did used to have like 6 motherfuckers at the table.
just yelling at each other.
Hey,
that was the shit. Those were the good old days.
We do gotta get Jai Cole now. I talked to him about.
I know.
Like 3 months ago.
Yeah, me too. Probably about the same. I haven't because the last time we because we had who else? No, we had Kindred on. But when we had Kindred on, I couldn't. All the footage was just. Those were the transition stage in between getting into this studio.
Yeah, we were still at the old studio.
Yep.
Which was cool. I like that. I like that space. I mean, it's more space here, but.
Yeah, this is more homey for it. That one because we would have to set up every time we do the podcast, and it was never the same setup every time.
So now it's like this table is here.
Yep.
I don't know. You probably don't even eat meals at this table unless you're doing this.
When I'm working on if I'm working on the computer, then I'll eat meals here.
Right.
But I never eat. This is literally the fucking live streaming thing.
So the only thing you do is set like levels and shit.
Yeah.
Make sure everything is working the way it should. But you don't have to set up the cameras.
Yep. Everything. It's all I do is plug it in. Turn it on, and we're ready to go. It's ready to go. That's why it was so awesome today, because really all I had to do was do the normal setup stuff. I mean, I had to move this camera, because I usually have it right there, but I put this camera right here, and that was it. It was really just the technical stuff. Like the putting it on the websites and getting it out there and stuff like that. But anyway, I figured I'd talk to you while you're still here. Are you still down for the ghost hunting?
I'm always down, bro. Like, that's the only reason why I haven't been around is because of fucking work schedule.
Yeah, well, it's mainly the schedule. But I was wondering if we could get up maybe sometime on a Saturday or Sunday. I'm out of town this one I'm wrestling for a Puerto Rican show. I did a Peruvian show last week, and now we got a Puerto Rican show this week. And then, but I was thinking next weekend, since we've been talking about the whole ghost hunting thing, there's a spot that's right beside one of our family members' houses in the general vicinity, and there's like an old abandoned house, and it has a history of being haunted, and it was like built in the early 1900s, so it has like everything that we need to go ghost hunting, and it can just be like our first experiment before we go off and go to Gettysburg and go to like the real places. We can do one and try to see like how we all react to it.
So if we do that, Saturday evenings would be best for me, because I do work. When I go to work Monday mornings, it's optional. Mm-hmm. But depending on what week it is, like if my fucking car insurance is due or my phone bill, I prefer to have those hours.
Just get a little closer.
If it's something that can't be worked out on a Saturday, I can be available Sunday evenings as well.
The beautiful thing about it is, even if I got something, I'll be back by 10, 11 p.m.
All right, that's doable. Yeah, that's fine.
I mean? Like it's a fucking.
In that case, if that's the case, then I can do it.
Because it's nighttime. We got to do it at nighttime anyway, and I figured it won't be fun until close to 11 or 12. But me, you, Rick, and Jimmy go out there, and Adam will have the camera, and then I'll have the GoPro, and then we'll have the sound on. We'll have the sound on one camera, and then we'll have 2 microphones hooked up to one of the 2. So that if we separate, at least we'll have one on the GoPro and one on the good camera. That camera covers everything. We don't have to worry about light. I mean, we can have a flashlight, somebody holding a flashlight. That camera will be great. GoPro, we might have to use a phone just in case, we'll see. But that's what I've been wanting. We've been talking about that for 3 months now.
The fans are at this point, the fans have been wet. They
Yep.
lost that
Yep.
lost that natural lube.
You got to get
They
it back
came
up.
back. They're gonna say, "Hey, you're gonna stop coming around here. You tease me every time.
Yeah.
Like every time you say,
Every
hey, can you make me
damn
something to eat? I make you something to eat. Then you fall asleep on my couch, and I'm like, damn, I really thought the day was the day I was gonna get fucked.
Yep.
You can't come around no more. So we gotta give it to you. We're gonna give you the best ghost hunting dick you've ever gotten, fans.
Damn right.
So.
Damn right. And then yep, we got that coming on.
Actually,
and
it'll be
then-
our first time, so we probably come quick. But you know,
Exactly. Hey,
our
hey,
heart is in it.
We're going to do our damnedest. We're going to do our best, but we're not guaranteed. It's not going to be the best ghost hunting you've
Yet.
ever seen, but it's going to be impressive. Like
Once we
we're
get
gonna,
the repetition of them strokes down, we're going to
Exactly.
have the best.
but we're going to be trying. We're going to be doing our best, and we're going to be trying to look up at you and be like, "You good?"
You're not going to come, but we're going to do just enough that you're like, okay, they can come back.
They can come back. Okay.
And then the next time, you'll be addicted.
You're not. You're
I'm
not
going to have
gonna
to
get it
block
back
your phone number.
Yeah.
It's going to be so good.
Exactly.
Damn, I got to block this girl.
It ain't the first time I had to do that one. I love it. But then, so we got another show. So what do you have any idea of like what's going to be good for you next week? Is
Like-
it earlier in the day, later? Because I want to start putting a schedule, but I'll have to do a weekly schedule because
Right.
everybody's schedule is different.
Only thing that was about this is like the time that we started the day. I knew I was only going to get like a few hours of sleep, which is fine. This is perfect. Like, I still got my day. I'm still going to do. I didn't expect it to still be. I thought I was going to go to the post office before I went home. But there's always tomorrow
We're
morning.
3 hours and 10 minutes in,
Yeah, I don't give a fuck, man. No, this time was perfect.
and we don't. We came when it comes to something like this. We haven't been together in 3 years. We ain't got to.
3 months. Wow.
Time flies when you're having fun, guys.
Yeah. No, I mean I'm fine with this time. Like I said, you said you had shit to do in general. That's why we did this day. I mean,
Yeah.
this works for me, man. This
It all
works for
works,
me.
brother. It all works. You got anything before we jump off of here?
Well, for you, thanks for having me back.
Thank you for coming. This was
You're
this
welcome,
was a fun
man.
one,
This
man,
is
brother.
good.
This is always good. I've been excited ever since Monday. I've been pumping it up on the shows. Being
Yeah,
like,
I meant
"Oh,
to
we're
hit you up.
coming
I mean,
back."
I know in December we spoke about coming back right after Christmas, and I don't know what the fuck happened. I just didn't. I mean, I wasn't even this busy. I don't know what the fuck happened.
I just because I know sometimes I don't want to push too much whenever everybody's got shit that they got to do too,
Right.
you know. Because even Jimmy, like for a little bit there, like he was like, "No, man, if anybody can't do it, I can do it." And I was like, "Jimmy, it's not that. Like I'll do it by myself. Like we're gonna figure it out. Like if you got shit you got to do, you got to do. We're gonna be here. We're gonna be pushing this shit. Like this is what we're doing.
Right.
And this is." I just see so much potential in it. I don't want to give up on us. I want us to keep coming and keep doing it, you know? Even if we got to do it once a week, twice a week, once every couple of weeks, whatever it is, people enjoy it and we enjoy it, you know? And this helps keep us together and we need to keep up with
Right,
our
because
friends.
like I said, like at this stage in our lives, we're not gonna be able to go to Buffalo Wild Wings every week, and these are just random things. We're not gonna even if we had the time, we're not gonna walk around the mall like we used to. You know, this is
Yeah,
how
that's true, right.
this is how we get to hang out. You see how everybody's been doing. Our group chat is not the same. I mean, in
slower.
terms of it's being slower, but it's also just not the same as hanging out. You know what I mean?
Right,
So
right, that's true.
yeah,
too.
this is the hangout for the most part, and that's fine as long as it's getting done. You know.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. As long as we're here and we're all good. Anyway, guys, thank you all for joining us. Make sure that you all please subscribe. Click that subscribe button. We got to up our subscribes over there on the YouTube and Facebook. Make sure you click like and click on the bell icon so that it will notify you when SVR is live,
when we're
so that
doing
you
this.
guys know exactly when we're going. But we'll start to letting you guys know when we're going live too. We'll plan ahead more often, and we're building this up. I had a lot of shit to learn with all this stuff, and then like redoing all the different things for the live streams and stuff. Now we're rolling, baby. Now we're good to go. Now we all got to do is just get our schedules in order and make sure that we're all together and we're good, man. So anyway, thank you, Bobby. It's always good seeing you. It's always fun, and we'll see you guys next week for SVR, and I'll be back tomorrow. I'm gonna do an earlier episode for just Jordane because I got an earlier night tomorrow because I got wrestling Saturday. So that whole deal. Anyway, you got anything before we roll off?
Missed you guys, and yeah, man, be safe. Like I ain't got shit to say.
Yep. Love you all.
Yeah.
Be safe.
Love
and,
yourselves.